Hey, solstice, welcome. Hold on. Yeah. Wrong thing. Right, hello, solstice. Welcome to the stream. God, maybe shouldn't be streaming at all. Ooh, this is worse than I'm expecting. But yeah, right now I'm just feeling quite bloated right now. Feeling quite bloated, and I just slightly also felt like a tad bit like weak. So yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll just catch up and just see how it goes. You know, maybe if I somehow midway I regain my energy, then we could like keep going with the stream. But yeah, now we're just gonna wait on, you know, everyone to come by, and then you know, actually I don't know what the hell I'm gonna watch. Maybe I'm just feel like a bit low energy, so maybe I'll just watch something where I'm not gonna just use my brain that much. Also, it's been a month as well, so like for this video, there's like a couple of videos I've been meant to watch. Yeah, I think this one 3 weeks old. I think it's good. I think we're good. Yeah, this one also actually, yeah, plenty of things to like watch. Ooh, this one as well. So yeah, I think we just watch we have like 3 videos I'm gonna watch. I'm just gonna like line them up. Yeah, this is the lineup decided on. No, it's Orphish. Right, so I just line up like the three videos that we're gonna watch. Oh wait, why the hell is it? Yeah, my YouTube is a little bit twitching for some reason. But if you don't mind, I'm actually just now I have I actually just dug out like one of my what is it, my Brave, it's not called the Brave Commander Test Type. I have the model kit I bought from Japan. I just took it out just, you know, for the fun of it. I'm just gonna transform it for the fun of it. Ah, right, this part rotates. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh man, it's a bit tight. This thing. haven't been moved this in like a long while, so the joints are a little bit tight. I mean, actually, I'm just sort of like one of those guys who's not really like a fan of like those plastic construction, because there's something about them. It just feels like super tight, and I just don't feel comfortable like twisting them around. such. Whew. Maybe I'm just transforming the Brave now in I'm not turning on the webcam for this because ooh, that's not a sound that inspires confidence. And I'm also like watching another stream. There's concern. Then there's concern about plastic edge. I mean, I haven't been like moving this like in a long time. I haven't been like playing it. So yeah, sometimes if I feel bored or something, I do take like my Gundams to like play around. Yeah. Okay, just gently. Don't want to snap the thing. Yeah, we're good. Just make sure don't snap it. Otherwise I'm gonna cry. But the good news is there is I do know where to get like spare part because ooh man, the C clip does not inspire confidence. Yeah. Let's see if I somehow I can just sort of like get back some of my energy while streaming. So I'm just feeling low energy because I'm just really bloated as of now because I just ate. I think I just ate a bit like much tonight for dinner. The waist part is a bit tricky, guys. I think it's also been a while. Beyond crushed biscuit something. So what did I just ate like porridge, but I have sort of like porridge with okay, I actually got it. I have porridge with a can of sambal and then like prawn sambal and then I have some chakoi on the side. Like that's it, but it is I think probably it's just because it is like a big fuck off pot of I think it might be like a big fuck off pot of porridge. That's why I like just feel so bloated right now. Ah, now the member is returning. Oh wait, am I like cut off just now? Wait, did that happen to me? Oh no, I think I am gonna need to get checked. To be fair, I have like a slight headache. Before like I started streaming. I have a slight stream. I thought of just cancelling it, but I'm just like, hey, you know what? I think I can handle it. I can definitely handle it. Afraid not. Okay, pretty close to getting it. Okay. You're already eating what you considered like the night before. No, it's just like leftover porridge from it yesterday. I also have porridge yesterday, just like, oh, it's still like, you know, there's still like some plenty of like leftovers, so that's why like, I didn't like just eat like the same bowl of porridge just now. Okay, quite close. I'm close to getting it. Yeah, it's been a while since I transformed this thing as well. Yeah, what watching in the background sounds very ADHD. I'm watching another streamer. But I mean, I'm also watching like another streamer doing her react. So the react's already over. So I think she's gaming now. So I think maybe I can just like close the the stream. I'm watching through my phone actually. I don't know, but something about like these brave things is very. I don't know why like I mean I have seen like some dumb transformation, but I don't know how I feel about like the brave team like transformation. It's literally just like a pelvic thrust. It's not quite lined up. Yes, I know what I said. Like the flag, they're all just like pelvic thrust. The transformation is just. And actually I'm pretty close to done. Okay, it actually did come with an action base, but I don't know where the hell I put the action base at, so it's just gonna be like that by itself. Well, works good enough, I say. I just need to like line it up perfectly. Actually, I'd say that's about right. That is about right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna set it on the desk. Yeah, I'll just transform it back after the stream. Now it's just like laying flat on my desk. Yeah. I really don't like those abrupt screeches of plastic noise. You somehow heard that. Wait, am I really that close to the plastic? I mean, it is like one of the. I'm actually like one of those like unpopular guy there. Like a lot of people like it's like, wow, so glad you know, Bandai does away with polycaps. No, I don't like the sound of like plastic rubbing against each other. No, please, I'd rather not. I don't know, like it feels like sometimes if like they just gotten too tight, right? It just feels like, you know, you're gonna twist something and it feels like it's gonna break. Oh, actually, it's lined up perfectly. I mean, almost just yeah, I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, it sounds like bone creaking, alright. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I just one of those like little things that I do wish that, you know, I think even the master grade as well. Like master grade also went like completely into like full plastic construction. And even like this little like Haro like loader thing that I have. I'm just gonna twist it. I think especially on the wrist as well. Yeah, that is not ASMR. Like, you know, not the type of ASMR that you like, that you want to hear. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, there it is. Just make it like standing up straight. The last time I heard noise when I heard my Tracer take apart his gunner because it fucked us up only for the pieces to snap, making no exact noises. So can I tell you something? I actually snapped my... Okay, I have a master grade, like OG Gundam, the 2.0 version. The peg for like the bazooka snapped. at the hinge, because it's like, wow, it's this one tiny little hinge that supports the entire bazooka. I was like, wow. And it's like, yup, surprise, surprise. Eventually, I managed to snap the bloody thing. Whoop-de-doo. It's like, yeah, you were like, what were you expecting, right, at that moment? Just, oh man, I'm also. Actually, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I really should go ahead with the react stuff, because I'm just really. I just feel really bloated. And I actually can just feel like, yeah, my mouth is just drying out. Cause, yeah, I think it is what my mom like always call like eat hay. You know, I think it's just like too much. Like, you know, I'm getting like too like hot, body temperature is hot, and it's just like making me dry. Even my nose is becoming dry. Gosh. So I'm really unsure if I can actually like be able to do this. Oh. Man, I kind of want to watch like a Temu video. Yeah, bloat self, dry out, drink water, bloat self, dry out, drink water, repair hell. Yeah, just. I mean, I can just go take a piss. You know, it's just that easy, but. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just a bit dehydrated. I'm just, I mean, to be fair, maybe also didn't help. I'm quite pissed this morning to afternoon. I'm quite pissed actually. So maybe that, maybe could be that. Oh. Damn. Ooh. Hey, Primer Iced Tea. Hey, hello. Also, you don't mind sometimes I just like to, you know, see and who's watching, and again, I just like to just see who's watching. You know, you don't have to like be in the chat. You know, just I just like to know like, you know, who's watching and see if like there's someone new. Oh wait, we have someone new today, so yeah, I think we're gonna have to like carry on with the react. This is I'm gonna make like a bad first impression with this. This thing would work out if a kitty process on demand, but we all know stop at the feel first and the foot bloating is already waiting in line. Yeah. Oh. Well, I guess we have our answer. We're gonna carry on with the react, cause we have a first impression to make today. But I think after this, you know what, 10:30, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go like grab water and then take like another toilet break after this. So yeah, then just wait for like the ad to play. You know what, 5 minutes. You know, I'm just gonna go grab another cup of water. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna run up and downstairs again. Oh yeah, now there's a stretching noise that you always like want me to do. You have a stretch specific, like, you know, a command. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. Oh. Yeah, maybe this is what being 30 is like right now. And actually, I'm also just need to think like, what the hell am I gonna get for tomorrow? As far as like breakfast and dinner go, because I'm just. Let's just say today I didn't really. It's not like I don't have a good day today, and I just got like pretty mad, and then I just and when I get mad, like I just get financially irresponsible when I get mad. Like yeah, I spend like like usually I try not to spend more than like like 20 ringgit like for food. Sometimes sometimes is what is this? Okay, basically it's just how sometimes you just have one of those days where it's just like a lot of like pent up like emotions, like anger, like all about like some stuff, and then like today you just want to like get something done, but then you just like nothing goes well, and you just sort of have to be like like, just got really pissed. Like it's just like you have like little things that you just like push you over the edge. It's basically like that. Just like some little things that just something. I'm just gonna say this. Someone say something heinous, like about me, which is like just say things that are not true about me. Like I just really hate people like just accusing me and assuming things about me that is like completely false, especially like this someone just spread something really heinous about me. Like it's not even like telling, it's not even like spreading online, but it's just like it's someone just like sending it right to my face. I'm just like, oh wow, really. It's like just because I'm not like replying doesn't mean I'm not mad, okay? Like I'm quite mad, but I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna let it go. Like it's late night, I want to sleep. Let me just watch some like memes before I go to sleep and whatnot. And then today I'm just like, okay, I just need to get like 1 can of. Like I just need to like get because I have like some leftover like porridge from yesterday. So like all I need right now is just like 1 can of sambal udang, and maybe like like 2 pieces of like yao zha guai or char kway or like char kway goreng. Now the first thing is like, okay, char kway goreng, I go find it. Okay, it's not like the place like that sells char kway goreng. Okay, didn't open. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna go to like a different place. I'm just gonna eat like some clay pot noodles. Went to that place, parked my car, reverse parking because because that's how like pro does it, reverse parking. I got out of the car, I went like in the shop lot, like I just look at the end, I was like, oh, it's not open. I was like, wow, really? It's been going on for like 2 weeks. Every time I want to eat something, the damn place didn't open. I was like, okay, whatever, fine, I'll just went back to like somewhere else. I'm just gonna eat like a different like clay pot noodles there. Yeah, it's like yeah, ghostan parking kind of flags. Yeah, especially like this Westerners like what is your problem with reverse parking? Like reverse parking, it just sounds like like the moment you complain about like why is this guy like these guys idiots, like why do you reverse parking here? This is America. It's like I don't know, man. It just sounds a lot of like skill issues to me. Yeah, legit, like I hear, like go on Twitter, like I see the Americans like complaining about reverse parking. I'm just like, wow, that sounds a whole lot like skill issue to me. But anyway, back to like the whole like sambal udang like in a can, right? So I'm just like, okay. Yesterday I went to the 99. I went to look for the sambal udang. It's like, okay, because I should be just like, okay, I'll just go find it, like like in a 99. It's like, oh, it's not in 99. Okay, fine, I'll just get it like in the next day. I'll go find one at an Econ Safe. Alright. So I'll just go get an Econ Safe, like it's a big place, takkan tak ada pula ni sambal udang, and then go there, it's like wow, so big, so many rows of like like such a huge like warehouse, like rows and rows and rows of item, not a single can of sambal udang. I was like, wait, are you kidding me? Econ Safe, no sambal udang. Like, and it's just one of those like, okay, I really want to like just pay this with like my the my kase thing. So I just want to like spend money on it. I was like, okay, whatever, fine. Like, because okay, just so you know, right? I already have like the like eat clay pot noodle that cost me like what 8 ringgit 50 cent. I'm just trying to be frugal. I mean, you know, just when I'm like you know, like I'm already like quite irresponsible with my spending, but I'm just sort of like I'm just a bit ticked off, so I just went past this store that's like in the same place that sells this like what was it? Yeah, they sell a clay pot noodle. I just thought, oh, they have some like maruku. I was like, okay, I'll buy a maruku, and then it's like, you know what? There's like a little like pieces of it, just like little like cakes, like, you know, with just like a cream in the middle. I'm just like, I'll get one of those, you know, like, okay, 10 ringgit, another 10 ringgit gone. So I'm just like, okay, I already spent like what 20 ringgit here. Really should control my spending now. So I'm just like I have like 3 10 ringgit notes, right? So I was like, okay, I have 2 10 ringgit notes gone. Okay, I really need to control my spending now. Like, I really want to leave like at least like 10 ringgit for Sunday. Okay, fine. I'll just go to like, you know, Econ Save, find sambal udang. No sambal udang in Econ Save. I was like, tiu lah, I don't know lah. I'm just hey Ash, hey. Yo, so your mention of like sambal udang pains me curious how it tastes. Really like curiosity face, like, you know, canned braised peanuts from porridge places. Sambal udang just tastes like I don't know, I think my mother, I think technically it's like what, ha my sambal lah, like in Cantonese. I don't know how is it, like how do you say that in English. I just know Cantonese we call like ha my sambal. So, and I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. Screw it, you know what, I was just like, I'm driving my mother's car. I was like, okay, you know what, fine, I'll just change, you know, like my mother's car. My mother have like a small like little Myvi. I'm just like, I don't trust the Myvi to like make the long journey to like the other town, like the next town over, for like, you know, there's like a Lotus there. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just drive to the Lotus there, you know, because yeah, Lotus still have like, you know, the my kase, like you can pay with your IC, you don't have to spend a dime. So I was like, just go there, right? I was like, okay, 2 big fucking places. Like, one is an Econ Save, the other one is Lotus. 2 big fucking places, rows and rows of like shelves of like whatever you want. Still no sambal udang. I'm just like, what's there? What is this? Like, God is fucking with me, is it? Keep that in mind. It's literally just feels like, wow, the universe went out of its way to just fuck with me today. I was like, okay, fine. You know, there's an Aeon, like, you know, in like like, you know, like a few blocks away. So okay, you know, fine. I'll just drive to the Aeon, because I do remember last time like, I see one in an Aeon, right? So I'm just like, okay, I'll just go to an Aeon. I was like, okay, yeah, still there, good. How hard is it to find, like, you know, a can of sambal udang? Apparently not. I have to go through 3 different fucking places for a can of sambal udang. Man, I'm just losing my mind right now. Oh man, anyway, maybe rationing your frustration, but you consider ration balancing what I'm eating. I'm trying to ration what I'm trying to ration what I'm eating, and I'm just like, I'm so angry. Okay, you know what, maybe this maruku might, you know, make me feel better. So I just get the maruku. Watch out. And then it's like, and of course, you know, Aeon, they don't support my car. So it's like, okay, you know what, the last, you know, like the last 10 ringgit note I have, I was like, okay, there is it. There it is. Gone. Fine, whatever. And then like on the way back, right, I was just gonna drive to like, you know, like I tell you about, like, it's a 99 speed mart. Then I said also that there's no like sambal udang there. Okay, I just went back there, right, because like, okay, they can pay like a my kase. So I just saw like, okay, this is one Mary biscuit I really like, you can pay with my kase. So I just go there, right. Really, literally, like the shelf with like all the biscuits, right, you just turn 180, turn 180. I look at this like a cans of like, you know, canned food. And guess what's there? The fucking sambal udang. I'm just like, wow. Wow. Really? I went to 3 different places. You know? You pick up what you assume you might want along the way, rather than hunting what you want. Like, just let me finish. Just let me finish, right? Like, turn around, I was like, what? That's the fucking sambal udang there! Like, what? I wasted my last 10 ringgit note for nothing, basically. It's I come back here, suddenly also not restored. I was like, what chibai there? Wow, what the fuck, man? The universe, you really just went out of the way to fuck with me, is it? Oh god. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I buy the maruku, I buy just a little bit of cake, just, you know, I'm just gonna like eat, you know, 1 or 2, you know, like, you know what, it's sweet, you know, supposed to make you feel better. I was like, yeah, I did feel better after I finally found my sambal. I'm gonna see the bloody can, it was just like, okay, you know what, I don't feel good anymore. Fuck this, man. Fuck today. This day fucking sucks. Oh, but yeah, it's just that's the story. Like, I'm just like quite pissed today. Yeah, so oh well, I guess that's the first impression. That's the first impression here. Oh god. But yeah, it's just, again, I think it's just one of those like previously. I did talk to my friend about it. It's like, and I was like, wow, look at this. Look at this fucker. You just say things that's not true about me. It's like, okay, it's not even like, you know, at least, you know, this fucker didn't put it like what up on the internet or say about me. It's like, no, just say to my face, like, okay, I don't know, like, yeah, I applaud your boss to just say this shit about me in my face on WhatsApp. But doesn't mean like I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm just like, you know, I'm just gonna want to be peaceful, guy. I rather not waste my breath like on this person. So you know what, fine. Say whatever you want. I'm just gonna go sleep tomorrow. I'm just gonna click mark as read and just like be done with it. You would have wasted like 3 separate videos of one damn thing. When you go Maggie Jam, I'll pick a bag of new Maggie Goreng flavor. No, you don't understand. It's like there's no alternative there. It's like, okay, maybe like, okay, like, you know, let's like, oh, there's no ayam brand. It's like, oh, there's no like yours brand. Sambal udang. Okay, fine. I'll just take the ayam brand, man. No, there's just one brand of sambal udang. Apparently, there's just like one brand around this town that just makes the sambal udang, and it's just that one brand. You know, like everywhere it's like gone. Oh. So I mean, that's how I ended up going like 3 different places. I have to change car in the middle somehow because I'm gonna go grab some water, dude. I'm gonna go grab water. I'll be right back. Yang ada kejahatan apa yang dikenung berciciran. I did get what I needed, but God, wow, that's such a frustrating day. Anyways, actually, you know what? My head is just really like heating up. Like, I can touch my scalp and it's like hot, like a tad bit. Or I think it's just normal temperature lah. But you know, actually, just grab water, but I'm gonna need to take a piss anyway. So you know, just give me a moment again. Let me just gonna leave this message right here. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back now, so yeah, you know, we can just get started with the react, and I'm just gonna run the ad one more time. So Wow, it's been a while since I've done like one of these. You can just see by my like the little me there. But yeah, and background off, desktop audio on. Okay, run the ad one more time, and then like yeah, this will be the 3 videos we're gonna be watching. So yeah, Curious Archive, Biology of Subnautica 2. And so it's just more like the same artist that does the first. Like I think one of, like the creature designer for the Subnautica, the first game. I think he returned for the second game, and then it's like we're gonna do Oarfish. Yeah, we have sort of like like a theme going on here, and then we watch this one, the Shenyang J8, obsolete from the start. Yeah, Chinese fish man. Yeah, yeah, that's how that's how I just want to say I want to laugh at like a misfortune or downfall of someone else. So for me, that's like the misfortune of like someone else, like my idea of like someone else's misfortune, which is the freaking. It's like, yeah, let's watch another like trashed, tofu drag construction stuff. And then there's also like the Temu things. Yeah, it starts remembering whatever 50-second down. I mean, it's just close. It's just almost done anyway. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna open the video first. Okay, let's see. Oh, nope. Okay, yep. We are about there. Alrighty-o. Okay, we are back. We have 40 minutes of uninterrupted stream. So let me just grab a drink and we'll do our intro. Man, it's been a while. Okay, get my headset, it's nice and snug. Oh yeah, this. No, not this. Right. Right, here we go. Hello there. I'm KirisakiJake. Tonight we are watching The Biology of Subnautica 2 by the Curious Archive.
From ferocious hunters to daring competitors to outright nightmares, there is no
I don't know why the eyes are necessary.
Ocean. But dip your toes into the game Subnautica 2 and you'll find a world more perilous and fantastical than even its predecessor.
And I think it's also one of those where it's like
into a brand new biosphere.
It's like it's fish, but it's also
than ever before. We'll begin just below the surface, where the sunlit shallows are overflowing with abundance.
Yeah, actually, I would think
nature's favorite excuse.
Okay, I would like to say something about.
You're not seeing double. This four-eye isn't simply one life form, it's a mated pair.
Yeah, this is also another, I thought it's okay, it's a cool concept. Like two creatures, they just combine into acting like a single organism.
As it were. The answer isn't couples therapy, it's a pair of modified ventral fins that serve as powerful suction discs, similar to the heads of Earth shark suckers.
Oh yeah,
like shark suckers latch on to larger hosts to feed off their scraps. Four Eyes believe in a more equal partnership.
Man, imagine getting a relationship like these two creatures.
Biosphere.
which one's considered
all
trying,
rifle
you know,
shallows is
purposely
peaceful. To the
omitted
north,
defensive
towering
firearms
and
panel
enemy
against the common
structures are
American
hiding
strategies, as we
packs
can't
of
give the
monsters.
English handshake.
These nibbler
Yeah,
monsters might not
you
have
know,
the
the
most
English,
intimidating name,
the
but
UK
their jaws
special.
have more than makes up for it, as do their aggressive hunting
Now, I
tactics.
was want to
I'm
say though,
committed to
I would
up-close
think this
filmmaking,
is like
but this nibbler pack
this
is frankly
might be like the
getting a
same
little
planet,
too
but
close.
according to like
While one hunter
I didn't
draws
play
my
the game,
attention,
but
another tries
from
to
what I
sneak
heard,
behind
this
me.
is a
The
different
only way to
planet, and I just
survive
thought,
is to
wait,
continue
really?
swimming
It's a different
backwards
planet?
while
It-
keeping the whole posse in
I think maybe that's just sort of like, you know, like
Escape.
when you have like the
Out here,
same
you
designer
can't be too
for
because nothing is as it seems. This lump of coral is in fact a colossal coral crab.
oh, it's a
A
hermit
Goliath
crab.
of this size might look intimidating, but coral crabs are in fact remarkably peaceful, serving as the stewards of these lush shallows. Vast herds of coral crab feed
Yeah,
by
I think that's
kicking up
I think what
nutrients,
I was
and
want to
in the
say,
process,
right?
they till the seafloor into the bastion.
I
it
was
is
thinking
today.
that
And while their coral abundant
maybe it's
shells
just
might
because
seem
you
rather
have
alien,
like a
many
same
Earth
artist
crustaceans
working
have
on like the
similarly
exact
decorated
same.
shells,
Wow.
as such adornments make for rather handy
Aw.
camouflage.
It's
Yet
kinda
the
cute.
fact that a creature as
Well, I think
large
as I
as
was
a
saying,
coral crab needs to stay
I thought
hidden
it'll actually
is
like
distinctly
be something a bit more
ominous.
like drastically different,
To
but
the south,
I think maybe
the
it's also
ocean
like, yeah, you want to
opens up
make
into an
get
eerie
sure the game
expanse
is also like
dominated by pillars
recognizable,
of
you know,
igneous
from like the
rock.
with the
But
first
one
game
structure in
and
this
everything,
enigmatic
but
place looks
it
rather
really does
different.
makes it like, you know,
The
pretty
question
confusing.
is
Where
it a
I just
plant
thought, wait, this is
or
a
an
different
animal?
planet. It looks like the same planet. Oh,
Definitely an animal. The entire structure appears to be closing with me inside. My keen powers of perception tell me that this is not ideal. It would seem both myself and my camera are being digested. But just as quickly as they close, the enormous jaws open once
Oh,
more.
you
The
stink.
creature apparently not liking the taste of all my industrial filming equipment. Escaping
Nah, you
to a
just
safe
stink, bro.
distance, I can get a better sense
yeah, it's not
of what nearly
4546
This
B.
is a great jaw.
I don't know.
An
I didn't play the
omnivorous
first game
clam
either,
so
but
enormous
from
that
what I
from
know,
most
this is
angles,
supposed to
it
be
looks more like mountainous
a
terrain.
different
To
planet than the
hunt,
first
the
game.
great jaw waits for a
Which,
species to
again, like I
inspect
said,
its
I
center
thought it would
and
be
then
like the
closes
same planet,
its
just like the
shell
art
before the
style.
curious investigator
Like the
can
creature
realize their
looks like
mistake. A clam
so
moving with such
similar,
relative speed might seem
which I, you know
unlikely,
what,
but
that's,
giant
you know, maybe
earth
that's
clams
just
do
like what
move,
props for
if only in
consistency.
increments. The great jaw, on the other hand, is an accomplished hunter, one that makes navigating these barrens a risky prospect.
Wait,
But
how
these
does it
barrens
hunt?
are also
though?
home to an entirely novel sort of life form. Surge jellies are putting on a mysterious, electrifying display.
Oh yeah,
Unlike
of course. You
relatively
can't
simple
have like, you
earth
know, with
jellyfish,
the
surge
myth
jellies
that
have highly specialized
jellyfish
Their
are
two lower
can
fins
have
in particular
electricity.
containing wire-like electrocytes that can produce enough voltage to stop a human heart, meaning I should probably keep my distance. But it's hard not to be pulled in, for there are signs these high-energy signals aren't just for defense, but for a form of advanced communication. If these surge jellies
Oh yeah, I think it's
are
also
indeed
like
speaking to each other, it's impossible
like
to
apparently there's some
translate.
theory
Though it's
going on
apparent
that fish
quite a
use
lot to talk about.
bioluminescence to communicate.
Perhaps they
So
were
maybe
giving me a
that's like
warning,
that's where
for
they
to the
get it from.
east is an extreme region of boiling hot.
Yeah, below zero
volcanic
DLC,
vents.
a lot of
Yet there is
fans
life here, as
out.
a very unusual squid
Wait, really?
flares out its tentacles, creating a
No,
hypnotic
I didn't know about that.
strobing
I just
effect.
thought
It's lovely, yet I can't help but feel I'm being distracted.
oh,
Colossal
psych.
marrow breach attacks. This powerful hunter is effective on its own, but it's even deadlier with its favorite accomplice, the hypnotic houndgar squids, which are happy
Oh,
to
so they're
distract
working
the target
together.
while the marrow breach goes in to finish the job with its lethal jaws. Like the fangs of the extinct Dunkleosteus of Earth's late
Oh,
Devonian
oh my god,
period,
it's been a
this
while
hunter's
since I heard
teeth
about
are
like the
actually
Dunkleosteus.
self-sharpening bony plates.
And then, so I kind of like, you know, like you know how like most creature like the eye, we have the eyes is above like the like the jaw. If you want to put it in the upright position, like, you know, it's up, like the eyes is above the jaw. This fish, the eye is below the jaw. It was like,
getting eaten alive.
but it's just like a small thing, but it's just like, wow, that actually makes it, you know,
Deeper into this volcanic graveyard.
You know
is
what,
a donut
I just wanna say
shaped
that makes it a
organism
bit
that
more
appears to be
alien.
doing, something to a vent. This is a
Oh.
jelly ring, and they know a thing or two about getting the most out of volcanic forces. First, a free-floating jelly ring.
Yeah, I'm
goes
sure that's
open for an
not
ideal
a.
hydrothermal vent.
I'm sure there
Beneath
is
this long, flower-like structures
pretty
that
sure there's a
surround the ring
joke
act as swimming
somewhere
thrusters that
on what the
steer
jelly,
in precise
this
position.
donut
Once
jelly is
carefully in
doing.
place around a vent, the ring's specialized zooids then begin to
Oh, it's a
digest the
siphonophore.
mineral-rich water. For in a mirror to Earth siphonophores, jelly rings are not
Yeah, it's
single
like, what is it?
organisms.
The
but
first
a
game like
network
enough
of
this one last
remarkable
video which
smaller
campaign, but
zooid
no, it's
organisms
like
working in
DLC
tandem.
mirror
The
problem.
heat these
Creature
slimy
and mold
donuts
design
can
mod.
withstand
Wait,
is
really?
similarly remarkable, and
Because
indeed a bit
this
too
one is actually
hot
the
for
same
me.
designer for
Perhaps it's
the
time I
Below
stepped
Zero
out of the oven.
DLC. From what I heard,
Back in
I
the refreshing safety
heard
of
the.
temperate shallows,
I don't know,
to
from
the
what I
north
read,
is a
right, the
related
first
type of
Subnautica
Titanic
base game,
jellyfish.
it's a
These
different
fleshy
designer,
colossi
and
are
then
so large
for
they
the
dominate
Below
entire
Zero, they hired a
plateaus, and their
different
size
guy,
is
and then
earned
now
the
the same
nickname
guy is also
VGen,
designing for
which
Subnautica
stands
2.
for behemoth finger-legged jelly, of course. What else would it stand for?
Yeah,
And
BFL.
swimming nearby is another one of the few gentle giants of these seas.
Hey, what
This
do they call that
wax
fish
moon
again?
is a supersized variant of the many smaller half-moon species that
I don't know,
populate
that
the
has
lower
like a
links of the
zebra-like
shallow's food
pattern
chain.
and a
It's
bit of
nice
like
to
yellow
briefly meet a
underbelly.
friendly, if slightly alarming, face. Soon, night will fall. But while daylight wanes, there's one last alcove of the shallows.
Okay, I don't
we
know,
need to
man,
chart.
about like this
Hidden
whole, let's say,
subterranean caves
hey, you know, I'm
run
not gonna
throughout
bring
this
it up. I'm
region
not gonna bring it
that could
up.
hold
It's
any
not my
number
place
of
to
untold
talk.
wonders.
We're just here to
And
watch
perhaps
a
untold
cool
dangers.
video.
Does this lure belong to something horrifying? Of course.
Yep, it is.
I don't know what I was expecting. That was a sand spear.
Oh yeah, I think
A
that's what they
toothy
call
monstrosity that isn't
what
the best
worm
swimmer,
was
Which is
that?
why the sand spear has instead learned to
Oh yeah,
burrow
the
themselves
bobbit worm.
and patiently wait for a sucker to come
Oh, it is
along.
like a
If you've
combination
ever
of.
wished that
Yup,
Earth's core
I know
found
it. Bobbit
were about
worms.
5 times as large, I have just the spot for you to vacation. As for me, I think cave diving
Yeah, they're not
is
ikan
my thing.
mawar. Yeah.
The sun is dipping lower. Out of the water, a truly
Oh!
one-of-a-kind organism.
It's
is
a blimp.
rising. Hyshins are like biological hydrogen blimps.
Hey, I
using
okay. I
bacteria,
swear to God, I
symbiotes,
didn't pre-watch
stored
this.
ammonia
I
into
pre-watched
highly
some
effective
videos, but
lifting
this is
device.
not
The
pre-watch. I
descendants of
swear
the
to God.
squid analog, these lightweight
It's just, you
organisms are
know,
expert
great
swimmers,
minds
and there's
think
something
alike.
distinctly soothing about watching them navigate the air currents as the sun sets upon the horizon. Night has come at last, and with it,
Oh, yeah, I think that's like
new
sort of like a
world
whale
of
lord. I
mysteries.
think.
Something is
'Cause
shimmering
whale apparently
below the
they
surface.
float.
The sea has come alive in an astonishingly neon display
Wow.
of bioluminescence. Nearly every life form in this ecosystem has.
Man,
the
I
capacity
wonder if
for
my
movements,
GPU gonna
creating an
blow up
unrivaled
when I
tapestry
run
of
this
color.
game, you
And
know.
hidden in these
Oh my
tapestries
PC!
clown crabs. During the day,
Oh.
clown crabs skitter about, cleaning their periscopic eyes.
Oh my God,
and
dude!
seemingly
They literally
doing
took the
just
biology
their
of
more
Mr.
direct
Krabs
crab cousins
and make it into an actual
using
creature.
balls of parasites to help
It's
them
literally
grow.
Mr.
The
Krabs,
fruits of
but
labor become
oh, what is it?
the
Biblically,
entirety of this
biblically
growing organism
accurate
would
Mr.
unravel
Krabs.
Were it not for the dutiful maintenance of its tiniest residents. Though the shallows have now been well mapped, the deeper, more perilous regions
Oh, we
of
have
this
ways to
world
go.
remain
30
entirely
minutes.
unexplored. So with dawn comes a reminder that it's time to strike out into the void. And I've got just the tool for the job. This tadpole submarine may be small, but it's exceptionally seaworthy.
And
Not
it's
to
cute.
mention, I'm tired of paddling my feet. But at the very edge of the shallows, I'm interrupted by this perceptive-looking roadblock. Briefly exiting the submarine,
Okay, not gonna
I attempt
lie.
to make contact.
This have like
Well,
it
I
almost looks like a
suppose that
Kamen
counts
Rider
as
mask.
contact. This bone-headed bully.
Yeah, of course, you know, everything looks like a Kamen Rider to
At a
me.
moment's notice.
But this one
Throwing
actually
out a
does
mantle
look
of
like.
pectoral
I
fins
actually could be
before
also like
ramming into their
what?
targets at full speed. They're so
Well,
aggressive,
it's like an
they'll
egg
even
guy
smash
as
into
well.
lifeless coral, perhaps to
I know
toughen
it
their
actually
armor,
slightly
or
resembles
perhaps
like
the
an
rings are
egg guy.
simply a little concussed. Their real
Yeah, I remember
targets
what
are
video
other
essay says like
hammerheads, which
creature
they crash
designs in
against to resolve
OG
territorial
one sense
disputes.
despite
All told,
made sense because
this
alien,
is
but
one to
he just got
avoid.
Earth
Now it's
Marine
time to see
like but
what the
alien
depths have
design.
in store. far from the safety of the shallows.
Okay, I think like the development
is an
scandal
ominous
issue. I think that one is like a different
colossal,
thing with
splintered shells of coral
Crafton,
crabs
I believe.
cracked open by an unknown
Yeah, I think
force.
it's just
Though this
Crafton
scene might
being
appear
like
gruesome,
dicks
it's possible these
for like the
remains could
second
serve as the basis
Subnautica
of a
2.
new reef,
I think that's like a
as is
different
the case
different
of
story.
Earth reefs flourishing upon the skeletons of previous generations. But while there's reason to be hopeful for the future, in the present, there's no way this isn't a bad sign. An unfathomably large predator is roaring overhead. I've wandered into the domain of the Collector Leviathan. This Lovecraftian squid is an eldritch nightmare, a creature whose 4 tentacles are always searching for prey. But this isn't just a mindless Goliath of the abyss.
Okay,
The
well,
Collector Leviathan is
I mean,
dangerously
okay, I think maybe I
Its
see
keen
where you're
powers
getting
of
at, but
perception
I think this one
heightened by a
looks
glowing broadcast
alien
organ
enough.
that
Like
senses
a lot of
movement
like,
via sonic waves.
it's
And
like
as if the
yeah,
situation wasn't
there might be
dire enough,
some
it's
like
also
tiny inspiration of like
fast,
Earth-like
using
marines,
3
but
sets of
it is
jets for rapid
considerably
propulsion,
more like
analogous to the siphon
a
of
lot more
Earth
alien
octopus.
looking.
Escape
Which
is
I mean, to be fair,
impossible.
it's just sort of like
So
creature
instead, I
design
completely
101.
abandoned my
Actually, you know,
submarine
it's
in the hopes the
it's
larger
also what they
target
do
will attract
with like
its attention.
Pacific Rim
The
and their
Collector seems
kaiju.
curious, pushing the sub around before growing bored altogether.
Yeah, I'm
Returning
just
to it,
saying
the
things
sub
like, you
looks
know,
battered.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm
But
just
as I
saying
speed
things right
further
now.
and further away from this nightmare, it dawns on me that I've arrived at an entirely new ecosystem. This underwater plateau is the Observatory Island.
Okay, I'm just gonna
a
guess.
surreal landscape
Like you see, like these
dominated
little
by
like
strange
craters here.
mineral
These are
structures.
nests.
At least,
I
I
bet these
think
are
they're
nests of
minerals,
like
but looking more
pufferfish,
closely,
where they actually like
these
do like this
gateway spires
intricate
are in fact sessile
like
life
sand
forms,
sculpture.
straddling the line
You
between
know, like on
organic
the
and
ocean
inorganic
floor.
life like
It's
no other
basically
known
it's not like
species.
just
This is
like
an
they don't
alien
do that
land
just for the sake of, you know,
with
it's
alien
looking
rules.
pretty and it's you
But in
know
a cave near the
to
edge of
get
the
a mate.
plateau
It's actually like
is something a bit more familiar. A Jetocaris crab scrounges for food with its baby. It seems ordinary at a glance, which is how you know it's got something weird up its sleeve. In this case, the Jetocaris is no big fan of walking, instead using
it's a
valved
dom.
thrusters on each leg to jet.
it's G-Quark's dom.
Liftoff requires
But
considerable
underwater,
practice, which
marine
baby
dom.
Jetocaris
I mean, it has the
just get away
colors.
from their parents.
Aww.
It's a bizarre strategy,
Aww,
but this is a bizarre
cute.
ecosystem.
Like, so
Creeping
that
further along
collects
the edge
just
of the
sonic
plateau,
blast up just
I
because.
accidentally startle awake a cone-shaped life form. I'm not entirely sure what... Oh, wait a moment. This thing is very fast. Whoa.
Also, I like how he also like he didn't
The
just like
torpedo
go out of
currently
it. It was
trying
just
to
like a
impale me
dead
is a bullet head, and
like
it's-
dead pun
when you
explaining
slow
each
down
creature
or
and like you know
using
where they are
specialized slow
from.
motion
Like, you know, it's like very
cameras,
standard.
you
This
can
one
get a
actually
closer
he
look.
he
This
role
jet-powered
plays
species
into it
spends
as
most of its
well.
time anchored to cave walls,
Like, that's also
making
what I
so
like
much
about this
close.
channel when he do like
This
this sort of
chrome dude is
like
off
creature
like a
analysis.
rocket,
Like
trying
he
to
didn't
stick
just like
you
you know
with their
write
pointy
down like a
aerodynamic
you know
head.
read out a
It's
video
an
essay. He
understandable
role
fear.
plays.
It's a mostly understandable fear
Like,
response.
for, like, yeah,
So for
like,
now,
that's-
I'll keep my
I'm
distance.
I'm also like you know like
Finally
not talking
reaching
too
the middle of
loud,
the
which
plateau,
it is like the
greeted
point
by
of the
what
react.
appears
You're gonna
to
like
be
talk over the
a
video
sort of
because
building.
otherwise you're just like
Here
re-uploading
is
someone else's
remarkable
video,
proof
right?
of
But
advanced
again, I just want to
life
say
in
like
these
it's
seas.
just like the
As the
little
tower
things where he
is so
decide
large,
to
it rises
to
just
role
above the
play
water. But the
like in the
enigmatic
game
object is in a
that he's
state
like
of disrepair.
talking with like the
So
creatures
whatever
about.
secrets lie inside,
It's
it
just
will
that
have to
little
remain
touch
sealed for now.
that just
And
really like
swimming
makes it
just
so like
outside this
his
abandoned
like channel like
structure
stands
is a
out.
different sort of relic. This
Yeah, there's, like, their
ethereal green
subs,
pneuma
yeah.
fish sticks out like a sore thumb. Their bodies are adapted to hide amongst kelp fronds. Like
But
the
yeah, I think I
undersea
was
forests
actually
of
just
the
sort of
previous
talking about like the
Subnautica.
puffer fish,
The
like
kelp of
the
this
sand
region
sculpture they
disappeared in a
make
recent
into like nests,
ecological
right?
collapse.
Like the
Leaving
shape
them
they do is
stranded
actually
without a home.
like some scientists like tested
Very
like the
dark
pattern.
infection
It is actually
infiltrated this
works to
ecosystem.
like basically
Beneath
deflect
the
like
plateau,
underwater
a
currents. So
parasitic
like when
bloom takes root
the
like a
female
rotten
lays their egg
apple.
on the center, right?
This
The eggs
deadly
doesn't get like
disease has spread not
like, you
just to
know,
this
like
region, but to
like
all
get blown
regions
away
of
by the
ocean.
currents. No, it actually
The hive
stays there
is
because the
protected
pattern
by
actually like keeps
hostile
like sort of like the
drones.
current
Infected
like away from like the
parasites,
eggs. That's sort of like
behavior-altering parasites
oh
based on
god,
but this is level.
worms!
Direct
I hate
intervention
worms!
reach. Yet in this instance, a little spring cleaning is just what the ecosystem needs. The newly printed sonic resonator is thankfully up for the task. Though a biosphere this damaged will take time to recover. This plateau has been through considerable hardship, yet hope that life may recover is embodied in the humble yet miraculous hoverthorns.
Oh.
These passive fish might not look like much, but their spiky, mineralized rear swim bladders create a charge that allows them to create and drift on their own water currents.
Wait,
As
like
long
what?
as life is adaptable,
Life finds a
will
way. Oh no, different life.
Although not
Yep,
all
yep, this is what I mean.
creatures
It's not pre-watch. It's not
on the other
pre-watch.
side of the plateau, this needler earns its name by firing volley after volley of harpoon-like teeth in
Oh,
my
needler.
direction. Firing one's own teeth.
Oh, so I
might
think
seem
that's what,
practical, but these needles are made up of scavenged minerals from the surrounding environment, hardened into
Oh.
spears using enzymes in their dental sacs. An impressive adaptation? Sure.
Yeah, well, what's
Maybe
the
a
enemy
huge
in
pain.
like Halo called? Like
Fortunately, the
yeah,
very
like the
last
Covenant. Yeah, the Covenant just gonna pick it up and use it as a
plateau
gun.
for
The needler.
isn't like
Hey, Total Cab, hey.
These water slugs are hard at work
It's like, yeah.
living the
What
water
lost
slug
alien civilization we
lifestyle,
got
which
into this
consists
time? Remember
of,
last got the
not a whole
exact thing
lot.
plaguing
Their bodies
you.
are full of microbes that feed on seawater waste, which is, well, it's something. Listen, someone has to be at the bottom of the food chain, and these poor slugs are so timid they shiver in fear if one swims too close. Better to let them carry on their business undisturbed.
Aw.
At last, pressing beyond the plateau.
Actually, I
the
will
seafloor
say though, something about
drops to
sea
dizzying
creatures
depths.
is.
This entire region exists.
I don't know,
in the
for me,
shadow
like they
of
say
a
sea
massive
creatures are
alien
creepy. I don't really
continent.
find
Another
most of them
mysterious
that
structure
creepy.
long
I mean, even like the
abandoned, and in
anglerfish,
the
I don't
pitch
find
black
it
of its
that
shadow, a ghostly
like
form
creepy.
of life is approaching. I'm just going to assume it's dangerous and go in reverse. Oh, there you go. That was a twin sitar ray, a species that doesn't just have a lethal bite, but an astonishing capacity for
Oh yeah, it's also like
discharge.
I think it's like a
The four-eye.
relative with the
Each
the
twin
4
sitar ray is actually a pair working in tandem. Their combined electroplaques producing lethal shocks. If this is a taste of the species in this void, this entire filmmaking endeavor might be in trouble. Deeper into these dizzying depths, a much smaller
going
light
much
is
deeper.
swimming into view.
I think it's kind of crazy, you know. Like I would say, want a game to be
The
more
species that
realistic,
may
but
be
I think the
able to
moment you
metabolize
got out of like
electric
these
currents,
depths, right,
which
your
is why
injury
it's
just like
presently draining my sub's battery.
gone.
A relative of the shallow water
I'm not sure if
drillies,
that's
it's
necessary.
a tiny genus, but still enough to be a major problem. I'm going to have to rethink things. Piloting my sub up the other side of the void to repair it in daylight, I've come across a strange landmass with strange denizens. These are Serathicans, creatures that navigate in a baffling upright position, with 4 rear jets propelling them forward.
I think that's just like a
They don't pay me
squid.
much attention, and evolutionarily, I'm just not sure what to make of them. Much like Earth
that's like a little bit
bivalves,
like a
they appear to have
sunfish.
hinged shells, and after a lot of following them around, they eventually opened up and let me peek at their slimy insides. To be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure I needed to see that. But fortune
Do
favours
not.
the bold, so I'm ready to give the abyss a final
I'm just gonna say
try.
that out
Yet
loud.
before I
Hey,
peek,
Doge.
a new
Hey,
glowing light
welcome,
distracts me.
welcome.
This flash slug is very bright indeed. A
Oh,
far
yeah.
more mobile relative
Flash
of
is,
the water slug. Flash
it's a-
slugs use
it's a
luminous
flashbang.
bacteria to unleash a blinding burst of light. I typically try to avoid small species for their own well-being, but in this slug's case, I'm more worried about my eyesight. We're headed back towards the abyss, and a true deep-sea life form has risen to meet us. The voracious Epicurean
Oh.
is a species most at home in the eerie light of the Root Canyon.
be fair, some of
the
these are
single
s- I
deepest
don't know,
point
maybe
of
not
this
as-
biosphere, and
I will
Epicurean
say like those
light
fishes that they
forms down
stick
here,
together and like
a
into
horrifying
one.
colony
Those were
of parasitic
memorable.
creatures
This
were
one,
skittering near the vents.
not
These
sure.
are tongue thieves, and they have a truly nightmarish
Oh.
survival tactic.
Yeah, it's,
They wait
the
for
isopod.
Epicurean to get hungry, and then they latch on to the poor creature's tongue. Once anchored, the tongue thief uses a numbing agent to block sensations of fullness in the creature's brain,
Huh?
meaning they will constantly be desperate for new food that the tongue thief will leech off.
Oh,
of,
yep, this
and
is,
that certainly
definitely
includes a
the-
life form like myself. In a desperate
The-
last
what is
attempt,
it? Yeah,
I
the
charge
isopod.
up and fire the sonic resonator.
Which there's
and
actually
it
like a
appears
movie
the
that came out of it.
has
The
been shaken
tongue
free. The
eating
Epicurean is
isopod.
back to normal.
I think it's called
All
The Bay.
same, I've had
It's sort of
enough
like a found
the
footage
deep sea.
film thing.
I'm ready to head for home, and the cracks in
So
my
what is
hull
it?
tell
So we
me
can
it's
say
not a moment
fish
too
look
soon,
alright because
but I
these
think I
yeah,
must
we
have
used to the
taken a
appearance
wrong
gonna keep in
turn,
mind how
because
there
my
exists
engine
people
has
who
sold
generally find
out,
average
and the
intact
water
salad
is
scary because of
looking
ice there, right? Typical
unhandleable
people have
empty.
only eat seafood
Well,
in
not
breaded
completely
fillers have like those
empty.
sentiment.
At
Or they
the
don't eat
very
fish at
edge
all.
of the world, the deadliest predators of the sea
Wow.
have found me. Shiver leviathans. These near mythical phantoms of the void are all but impossible to study, because getting close means certain death. Yet curiously, preliminary
Wait, is this
scans
sort of like the
suggest
out of
closest
bounds,
living relative may be
predator?
the four-eye of all
Like the
things.
ghost
They also
leviathan
move
from
in
the first
units with
game.
a large female and smaller males, a bit like Earth anglerfish, whose translucent males are nearly 60 times smaller. Even the scariest life forms have their own quirks.
Wait, they just fuse?
I had genuinely assumed shiver leviathans would be the last species I'd catalog, but by lucky chance, on my way home I witnessed the rarest sight in this ocean. A pod of deep-wing brooder leviathans are laying thousands of eggs. These gentle creatures are among the most massive in the ocean, sustaining their bulk and remarkable egg-laying capacity through beaks designed to trap tons of plankton.
Okay, this is
every day.
definitely
They're so
less
docile
fish,
that one
more
can
like
swim right up to them without
like a
fear of being
plane.
swallowed. What a fortunate.
I don't know, but this looks more
encounter.
like they just took a plane and made it into a
Submarine
fish.
barely makes it home.
Again,
Admittedly,
inspiration
I really
is, you
put it
know.
through its paces. Yet I suspect there are still many more mysteries out there.
Oh
So
yeah,
one
the
day,
game is still
I
in
might
early
just have
access,
to
so there
patch
could
up
be
the sub
more things
and
added,
explore
like you know,
the next chapter.
the later.
This is a
on.
remarkable, unpredictable, enigmatic world. And despite all the time it spent trying to eat my face, my filmmaking journey here has been truly special, and I eagerly await whatever next chapter slithers out of the abyss. And speaking of things slithering out of the abyss, have you ever noticed how in fiction, the
Wait,
dark
that's
void...
Stranger Things?
And speaking of things,
I thought
slithering
it
out
might
of
be
the abyss,
Iron
have
Lung.
you
Oh,
ever
it is Iron
noticed
Lung.
how in fiction, the dark void of space is weirdly full of meat? That might sound weird, but think about it.
Actually,
from
now you should
body
bring it up.
warping plagues to flesh gods from astral dimensions, the cosmos of
Oh,
cosmic
yeah,
horror is
Warhammer.
weirdly meaty, right?
In a nutshell.
I started thinking about this while playing through Subnautica, but there are way gnarlier examples. And once I started noticing this pattern, I couldn't
Oh, am I gonna get
stop
copyrighted
questioning
for
it.
like all
The
these
void of
clips?
space is like the opposite of
Yeah,
warm
Ghost Love at least
bodies.
live in a
So
bit
why
longer.
is
You're gonna
the
grow too
cosmic
large, it kind of
vacuum
shallows
so
for
darn fleshy?
okay.
The answer is insane and needed special attention, which is why that particular rabbit hole is the focus of the latest episode of my new Curious Archive series, Gods and Monsters. This
he's
is a
got his own
show I've been
series on-
super
is it
excited
Nebula?
About making. There's already two
Damn, my
full episodes out.
boy,
One on
he's
deep
making
sea
it-
deities, from
he's making
Lovecraftian
up the
gods to
ranks.
abyssal serpents, and the other all about the modern devil, who, according to the Bible, is not supposed to have horns, red skin, or a pointy fork, but is a totally different guy. And this third episode about cosmic flesh gods is probably the craziest yet, and you can watch all three right now only on... You probably know where this is going.
Yep.
It's Nebula. You likely
Not gonna lie,
Nebula, but just
unironically,
in
if I
case,
have
a
the
quick
means,
rundown.
I'm
Nebula
subscribing
is
to
an ad-free
Nebula.
platform for early exclusive
It was
Curious
like,
Archive
yeah, everyone
videos.
subscribe to,
I've
you know,
got, like,
Amazon
12
Prime,
others
Netflix,
on
you know,
top
what I'm
of the new
subscribing
Gods
to,
and Monsters
Nebula.
show. And it's also home
Yeah, I'm
to
such a
early
nerd.
exclusive videos from your other favorite creators.
Because it's fun to
Tom
chase
Scott
you
has
because
made
voids are
his
food scarce
glorious
and easy
return
prey.
and
They
is
don't like to
releasing
hunt
new
each other.
videos on Nebula all the time, a week in advance. Other amazing people like the Jetlag crew and Jacob Geller are dropping their own exclusives.
Also,
There's a
what was
reason
it?
why
Oh yeah,
they
Tears
teamed
also
up
have his
to
own
make this
series.
streaming
Wait,
service.
Yarn
They
Hub?
couldn't have made Gods and Monsters without their mutual support. If you sign up for Nebula, you're directly helping channel.
Because wait, I heard also if you if you sign up for
And since we're
Curiosity,
creator
right, you also get a
we can
membership
also keep the
for
price down by signing up
Nebula
with
as
the link
well.
on screen or
Like, it's sort of
in the
like a 2-for-1
description. You can
deal.
get Nebula at 50% off, just $30 for the year or $2.50 a month. Becoming a part of Nebula
$30
will
for a
help
year.
me continue to make Gods
thing.
and Monsters the
Damn
extra special
thing.
show I know it can be. I've still got a ton of exciting episode ideas I'm hoping to make, but your support will also help me continue to make
I kinda
stuff
just wanna sign
right
up for,
here
like,
on
1
YouTube
month
for
and just, like,
everyone to
see it for
enjoy.
myself.
If you've ever wanted to help out Curious Archive, there's no better way to do it.
Oh, that's
like
why
me,
he's been
a
like
monthly
so
or
like, you
yearly
know,
subscription model isn't your thing,
silent
you can
for like
instead use my link to get
like as
an
of recently.
unlimited lifetime of
Bro,
Nebula access
bro got
for a full
promoted.
$200 off with a one-time payment of $300 for an account that will literally never expire. And as I always like to remind people, if you
Oh,
would
wait,
like
wait,
to
there's a
share these videos,
perpetual-
each Nebula subscriber automatically gets free week-long guest passes so that friends and family can watch absolutely anything they
Well, you
want.
get, like,
you can also
what?
gift a month, a year, or even a lifetime of Nebula access using Nebula gift
Well, you
cards.
have a
There's
lifetime
lot of
pass, like,
options.
damn.
It takes a while to get through them all.
Yeah,
Comes
imagine
back to the same
good
incredible
year
idea
of
a platform
2026. You can still have
where I can
perpetual
not just stay afloat, but
license
make
of
additional fun
something.
shows like Gods and Monsters
Damn.
that we could never create on our own. So I hope
Yeah,
you check
imagine
it
that.
out. Again, as always,
And this is
sign up
legit like
links
a
are
like
on
a
screen and in the
creator
description.
like
Enjoy
like
the
a for
wonders of the
creator
Moot cosmos.
space.
And, as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this entry,
Yeah,
consider
thank you for the
adding it to
video.
by
Thank
liking,
you.
subscribing, and hitting the notification icon to stay up to date on all things curious. See you in the next video.
Yep, there it is. That's the video. Okay, let's see what's on the chat. Yeah, what was it? So Ghost Lab used to have an apex predating on it until it got by the ongoing disease. So technically the planet is doomed. Supposedly the soil is collapsing and all, according to someone conducting erosion regions on the remaining island, have crumbling effects dependent on living floating gas jellyfish things. Oh man, I'm very bloated. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm gonna like make through like the next the next one because well, I'm feeling bloated and I'm already like sort of tired from the talking. Yeah, I'm definitely getting old. Also, wait, I forgot something. Hold on, just give me a moment. Alright, I'm back. I just had to turn off the water pump. Cause oh yeah. Like legit if I leave the water pump on all night long, right? Sometime one of like the pipe is gonna burst. Like it actually happens to me multiple times. But yeah, it's the reason that the sub 1 map will inevitably corrode and collapse, plunging what life remains on it into the void. Join the rest of the planet, meaning they will got preyed by the ghost left, who will then have nothing left to sustain themselves and eat themselves to the last and stuff. Global extinction event. Alright, let me just people really like the idea the Sub-Zero came like Lamar modern writing girl was on Frozen Island its own flora. So basically it's just retcon like the entire lore. Is it? Right. Rightio, I'm just gonna check on some messages. Damn, I'm just getting more like new follows here and there. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Yeah, and then again, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna run another ad, like just gonna I'll just run an ad in between like videos. If I have the energy, we'll move on to like the Shenyang J8. Yeah, like that the fighter jet video. But yeah, for now, everyone go take like a toilet break or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna run an ad now. Instead of flowing ice formation, turn Cap others have their own life of polar bears, Eridina sea worms and all. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I just thought of basically they retcon like the entire established lore, but to be fair, man, it's their own game. Like like what they want to do with it, and if it sells, then it's like yeah, it sells. So what to do? Anyway, I'm gonna run an ad now. I'm also gonna need like a toilet break. Alright, we're back. So yeah, everyone, we're getting ready for the next video. Okay, just gonna grab a drink and alright, we'll do the intro. Now, so we went from alien fish, now this is a real fish. Okay. Hello there. I'm KirisakiJake. Tonight we are watching The Oarfish by Mr. Science.
The ocean is 11 kilometers
man,
deep
blue
at
planet.
its lowest point.
Yeah, 11 km. That's
The
like
further
what?
down we go, the less we know.
I mean, that's not even like what the
And
next
of all of
town
it,
over.
every trench, every ridge,
I mean,
every
to be
square
fair,
kilometer of seafloor,
that
it remains
deep,
by
you know,
every
it's like the
measure
next
the
town
least
over, lady on a
explored
straight
environment
line.
on our planet. We've sent machines down there, and every time we go down, we find something we weren't expecting. What lives in that place, we mostly don't know.
Yeah, that's a
But
Greenland
sometimes
shark.
the
Or
deep
sleeper
gives
shark, I
something
think
back.
technically. Oh yeah, this thing, the crazy fish
enormous
that you
silver body
find
washes
sometimes
ashore.
on like
A
Animal
shape
Crossing.
that doesn't match anything in a textbook. Nothing like anything else anyone has seen in the ocean.
I mean, it kind of looks like
Something
an
out of a
eel.
nightmare. This is the oarfish. It lives in a part of the ocean we almost never see, and for most of human history, the only time anyone met one was when it surfaced dying, or washed
But actually, there's
ashore
also another
already
thing. I think
dead.
even like eels, they can
Silver.
like curl up and everything.
Enormous.
This thing is just
Longer
like.
than most people can actually
I mean,
imagine
without
when
like if
they
you
hear the
don't
number.
take into account like the
Medieval
flexing, right?
seafarers
This thing is
called
just
it
like
the sea
stiff.
serpent, a monster that could coil around ships and drag them under.
Ocean 11
In
say
Japan,
that
it
again.
became Ryugu
Wait.
no Tsukai, a messenger from the palace of the
Oh!
Dragon King, believed
Wait,
to appear
that's-
before catastrophe.
Oh wait, so that's where it
In the
came
months
from?
before the 2011 earthquake and tsunami that killed nearly 20,000 people, dozens of these animals washed up on Japanese coasts. People remembered the legend, and researchers are still arguing about whether there's anything to it. See, for years, people
But,
got
hey, we
acquainted
got,
with
like,
the
you know,
legend without
we got
ever
free
meeting the
samples.
creature. They would find the dead body washed ashore, listen to the legends of the sea serpent, yet they had no chance to observe the fish alive. But how can such a big creature swim under the water? What is its path? Why did it rise from the
I
depths
mean,
at all?
it's the fucking ocean,
These questions
man.
were
Of
left
course.
unanswered for
The
ages.
shit there
Not
is
anymore,
just
however. And
like-
the true story might even be more mysterious
Like-
than the legend.
yeah, it's
Biggest fish I've ever seen. It looks like
I think down there is
The
literally just
oarfish
like
is the
spore,
longest bony fish
like
on Earth.
spore
Its
creature
name
creator.
comes from the Latin regalis, meaning royal. For a long time, people believed the fish used its long pelvic fins like oars, rowing itself through the water.
Ah,
That turned out to be wrong, but the name stuck. And honestly, once you see one, that name makes complete sense. A body that can reach around 8 meters and
this was,
272
like, quite
kilograms. And like many deep sea
8
fish,
meters?
may not stop growing in the clean
Yeah.
way we expect from animals near the surface.
8 meters.
Growth
that's
appears
like,
to continue for much of its life,
well, I'm like
which means an
180,
old
so it's about
oarfish may not
1.8
just be
meter.
older,
For
it may
context,
simply
like
be
my
longer.
height is 1.8 meters.
A horse-like face, a flame-red
Yeah,
crest
quite weird
rising from the skull
existence.
like a crown.
I think
a
it's even
gelatinous silver
before
body,
that. Like
no
there's been like you
scales,
can
just
see
a
it, like,
mirror-like
you know,
coating that reflects whatever faint light reaches it from above. And it doesn't swim horizontally like almost every other fish on Earth. It swims vertically, head pointing up toward
wait,
the surface,
hold on,
tail pointing
hold on. You know, just now we're sort of like watching like the Subnautica 2 by KirisakiJake. We just say like this fish, you know, it's like, oh, I don't know how this thing is swimming like vertically. Well, there it is. We have something that actually swims vertically. It's like, yeah, Kaplan fish creature.
down into the dark.
Here it is. It's
Nobody fully understands why.
It's like, yeah, you think crazy. It's like, oh yeah, how alien is this? This fish, this squid fish thing swims vertically. Nah, bro. Earth is like, or way ahead of you, bro. Way ahead of you.
The oarfish isn't really
I think it's
one
also like the
species,
same
it's three, all in
thing
the
with
family
what was
Regalechidae.
it?
The giant oarfish and Russell's
Ah.
oarfish, both in the genus Regalecus,
What was it?
and the more distantly related
Yeah, I think it's also like the
screamerfish,
more you have like a
Agrosticus
secondary
parkeri,
jaw.
which has been reported to
That
produce
was
a mild
that
electric
was
shock when
discovered
handled.
after
Whether the others could do that
Alien.
too, we
Like,
still
you know, like the
don't really know.
xenomorph alien. That
And
was
almost
after.
everything science has actually
So it's
figured
like-
out about any
It's
of
like,
them
yeah, let's
comes
just, you
from
know,
a
give
single
this, you know,
species, Regalecus
like
glesni,
xenomorph a
a
secondary
giant
jaw, like a
oarfish.
tongue. And then it's like,
Here's the
well,
awkward part.
God is like
Even
way
that
ahead of you.
knowledge
Here's the
came
moray
almost
eel.
entirely from dead bodies. The first specimen was formally described in 1771 by a Danish naturalist named Morten Brunich, who found one washed up on a beach in Norway. And for the next 2 centuries, that was basically how science worked with this animal. Across every temperate coastline on Earth, in all that time,
even Malaysia?
fewer than 250 beachings have ever been documented. For a fish that can reach 8 meters long, that number is almost impossible to believe.
I kind of want to see
When one does
like,
appear, it's rarely a quiet event.
This 18-foot-long sea monster.
When these eerie fish
Yeah,
show
of
up,
course. I mean, you know what? Justified, news.
In 2013, an 18-foot oarfish washed up near Catalina Island in California. It took 15 people to haul it out of the water. The reason these strandings
Wait, I mean,
are
it's
so
already
rare
dead,
isn't
right?
hard to understand
So-
once you know where the oarfish actually lives. The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, alien planet looks marine life,
200
finds fish
to
functioning
1,000
fundamentally
meters below
same
the
as Earth.
surface.
Disappointment.
Little sunlight. Not
No, I
enough
think
for
maybe, or
photosynthesis.
maybe,
And below
it's
a
just
certain
like,
point, almost
like
total
if
darkness.
we are living in a simulation, right? Then it's just like
Pressure far
that
beyond
is
what
like
the
maybe the
human body can
developer of
survive
this
without
planet is just like,
protection.
that's
And
a pretty
water
sick
so
idea.
still,
Let's
so
put it in the
completely
on
without
Earth.
current, that an animal living there for millions of years never had to develop any meaningful muscle
Actually,
mass.
some of these fish I
The
remember they
oarfish
just
is,
seen it
in a very literal sense, a creature of total stillness. Finding one alive down there
Huh.
is less like ocean exploration and more like trying to spot a single animal in the largest, darkest, most featureless habitat on the planet. Long before naturalists got their hands on a body,
Yeah, it's
sailors
just-
were already reporting something much more frightening. Teeth, ship attacks, a creature that could reach 56
Okay, usually I
feet
think that's
long.
like
The
different.
sea monster accounts written by Aristotle and Pliny the Elder
Yeah, I don't think,
are now thought to have been oarfish encounters. The silhouette matches almost every historical sea serpent
But what about the
description on
teeth
record.
though? Like that's
When
the one
19th
thing that
century
I think doesn't
naturalists
match.
finally
Like,
examined
why the-
actual bodies with scientific attention,
What the hell? Like,
the
how does this
teeth
thing even
disappeared from the
bite?
record. The monster became a fish. But the fundamental mystery didn't shrink with it, because what the bodies couldn't tell us was everything that actually
Yeah,
mattered.
sub to these artists, but like
Where
same,
it
same but
spawned,
different.
how it navigated in total darkness, what it ate, or how long it lived. Those
I mean, maybe
questions
this is
sat
just basically
unanswered
saying
for
like, yeah, you think
150
you can,
years. The only way
like
to
creative.
answer them
Nah,
was to
God
find
is the
one
most
alive,
creative
at
being
depth,
on the
in its own
universe.
world.
It's like way ahead of you,
And
bro.
that turned out to be considerably harder than it sounds. In the winter of 2014, more than a dozen fresh
Oh.
oarfish washed up on the shores of southern Japan over the course of a few months.
Ooh.
Not one or two, which would have already been remarkable. More than a dozen, in good condition, of varying sizes.
Wow, that's
For the first time, scientists had
Yeah,
enough
that's
material
like-
to apply technology
that's like what
nobody
in
had ever
marine
used on
biology.
this animal
In marine
before.
biology, that's
The
like
scans
a
showed
jackpot,
something
man.
unexpected. The brain of a giant oarfish is only about an inch long. For a fish that can exceed 8 meters, that ratio is one of the most extreme brain-to-body relationships of any vertebrate on Earth.
Ouch.
But the bigger discovery came from the X-rays. For decades, across every specimen ever examined, scientists had never once found nostrils on an oarfish. The scans finally revealed them, tucked at the very front of the snout, opening forward, essentially inside the mouth. That means to detect any scent at all, the oarfish has to swim with its jaws partially open, pumping
so
water
it's a-
across those forward-facing nostrils.
So it has
It seems
to
to find
pog.
smells by
Well,
moving its head
yeah,
and
I'm
following
stealing
the
that from more
strongest
parts.
signal.
Like, it has to
For
pog.
an animal
to
with a
smell.
brain
It's
barely
like,
bigger than an
oh.
inch, in a world with no landmarks,
Oh well, I can't do the
almost
pog
no
face.
light,
I don't
is
have a lower
still
jaw.
remarkable.
I mean, I have
And
a
it
lower
raises
jaw.
a
It's kind of like
question
hidden.
those 2014
you know?
specimens couldn't
So yeah, if I
answer.
do a pog, it's
If
just
the
like
oarfish is this sensitive to
It's
chemical
just my
signals
mandibles
drifting
opening.
through the water, what happens when the chemistry of the deep changes? When something shifts down there in a way the animal has never evolved to expect? A few years before the 2014 specimens, mostly in 2009 and 2010, around 20 oarfish had been
Well, I think I
reported
just
along
still have to like
Japanese
remind
shores.
myself this thing
Then, in
swims
2011,
vertically.
The Tohoku earthquake.
So like, when you say like it
was
pogs,
the
right?
most
I think it's just also
powerful
like the
earthquake
jaw,
ever
like
recorded
the
in
way
Japanese
it angles.
history.
I think it's almost
The tsunami it
perfectly
triggered
like,
killed
angle
or
as well.
left
Like,
missing
where it just
about
like swim like vertically, like the
18,500
jaw is
people.
actually sort of like
So
curved
naturally,
upwards.
people looked back at the fish. But scientists were careful. Correlation is not causation. An oarfish
Yeah, there was
usually comes
same
to the
speculation
surface
why
when
we
it is
struggle
sick,
to footage in
injured,
twilight
or
zones,
dying,
because we're emitting
not
light
because the ground
to
is about
search.
to
It's
move.
pitch dark.
Then, in 2019, a
it's
team of
pitch dark when
Japanese
predators put out
researchers
light to
actually
hunt.
tested the idea. They compared hundreds of deep-sea fish sightings with earthquake records across decades, and they found one match, one strong earthquake within 30 days and 100 kilometers of a fish sighting, out of the entire dataset. So the legend, at least in that form, did not survive the numbers. But the 2014 findings made the story a little less simple, because now we were looking at an animal that navigates almost entirely through chemical signals. An animal with nostrils built to detect faint changes in the water around it. And it lives above one of the most tectonically active regions on Earth.
It is perfectly,
So the
yeah, it
question
funnels
becomes
straight to
slightly
the
Could
like the
seismic
nostril.
stress create electromagnetic or chemical disturbances that move up through the water column? And could an animal built to detect tiny signals in the water register something like that? We do not know. Most of the evidence still points against the old legend. But the legend never fully disappeared. It just became less interesting than the animal itself. In the summer of 2000,
Yeah, I think this is
an
like one of those,
oceanographic
like
buoy
life
was
is
placed
stranger
about
than
40
fiction.
miles off the coast of Nice, France. Its job
Oh, it's
was
called
simple:
Nice,
measure the
France.
color of
I
the
thought it's
ocean
called Nice.
and send that data up to satellites.
Wait,
The buoy
wait, this
was
is an
anchored nearly
auto-generated,
8,000 feet down,
sub.
almost 2 miles below the surface. But the ocean does not really care what we build something for. The buoy's
I
frame,
mean, at least it's
its
clear
chains,
enough, like the
and even
words
the
are
shadow it
mostly like,
cast
you know,
began
99%
to change the water
accurate,
around
so
it.
it's good.
Algae grew on the surface. Small
Basically,
fish
water
arrived.
vibrated too
Then
harshly. Fish got
larger
dizzy,
fish
flashing
followed.
so hard, it got lost
Before
or got
long,
air poison.
this scientific instrument had become a small floating ecosystem. In spring, gray-white sharks were even seen circling it in slow rings, probably following the tuna that had been drawn there by everything else. Every month, a diver went down to clean the buoy's optical sensors, and while cleaning them, the brushes created vibrations that traveled down the cable. In water, sound moves differently than it does in air. During the annual planktonic bloom, a living oarfish rose out of the darkness below, possibly drawn by those vibrations. It was the first time in recorded history a human being had met one in the water.
Well, damn, that guy has crazy dad lore now.
Out of more than 120 dives,
Yeah, bro
at
got
that same
crazy
location
dad
afterward,
lore after
it
this.
only appeared 2 more times. The problem with observing deep-sea animals is fundamental. Scuba divers exhale constantly, and for animals that have never encountered a bubble in their evolutionary history, that disturbance is enough to send them straight back into the dark before you can study anything. The
It's
solution
like how
is
Murray
a
absolutely did not
rebreather,
like the Cold
a
War period where
closed-circuit
everyone was
breathing
plastic
system
salt at
that
the
releases
max
nothing into the water.
of the dreaded
With
ballistic
that,
hunt
and by
kill
timing the
cells.
dives with the
Yeah.
spring plankton bloom, when more animals were moving through the water,
Yeah, it is
a
a sight for
living
the forest,
oarfish
right?
finally stayed long enough to be watched properly. It was nearly 5 meters long, the largest ever observed alive in the Mediterranean. What stood out immediately was the control. The oarfish was not just drifting there, it was steering itself, using the long dorsal fin that runs almost the full length of its body. Forward, backward, up, and down. The body itself stayed almost motionless, held vertically, with the head pointing toward the surface.
Wait, so it's just
Only
like
the fin moved, like a long ribbon sending waves through
So
the
it's
dark.
like a
It could control its
spaceship. It
position
has,
in a
like,
way
what?
that looked unlike almost
like
anything else in the
360-degree movement, and it's just like vertical.
For a long time, the assumption was that the oarfish belonged mainly to the twilight and midnight zones. But ROV footage from the Gulf of Mexico recorded Regalecus glesni alive at depths as shallow as 39 meters and as deep as nearly
Yeah, like an
493
escalator,
meters.
moving around like she
This
got
mattered
them.
because it was the first time an oarfish had been encountered
or
and
just
recorded in its
basically, you know,
natural
like
habitat,
any
alive,
Jet
swimming,
Drive
and
equipped
behaving normally.
Gundam.
So the animal once thought to live
They
within
have
a
sort of
narrow
have
band
like
of
what
the ocean
360-degree
turned out to
movement.
move through a much broader vertical
Come on, man, they're
range than
basically
scientists
just
expected.
levitating.
During the
Like,
buoy encounter,
Gundam
scientists
Exia,
finally
when
had
you,
a
like,
living
watch it, it's
oarfish
like the first
close enough to
episode.
sample. They gently collected mucus from its skin without harming the animal. It was the first genetic material ever taken from a living specimen, rather than from a stranded body or a preserved sample. The skin itself was strange. It seemed almost completely insensitive to touch. Smooth and scaleless, covered only with tiny raised bumps, unevenly spread across the body,
Oh, it can
becoming
swim
more obvious
horizontally.
toward the tail. The fish held its position and seemed largely unbothered, but what the mucus revealed was even more surprising. The genetic difference between different oarfish samples was around 10%. For animals that were supposed to belong to the same species, that was a large gap. Regalecus glesni dominates temperate waters around the world, including the Mediterranean. Regalecus russeli dominates warmer Pacific waters, especially around Japan, Korea, and China. Their ranges are mostly separate, with the only confirmed overlap off the southern coast of South Africa. And physically, they are almost identical. The main difference is tiny. Regalecus glesni has 4 to 7 more crest rays on its crown than Regalecus russeli. That is such a fine distinction that
So they're just
physical specimens
genetically-
alone could not clearly reveal the split. And
So it's just
even
genetically
now, the range
very
is
similar,
still
right?
being
Wait,
redrawn.
I think I might be listening
In
it
2021,
wrong. Hold on.
a
Let me just
Regalecus
rewind
russeli-
a bit. Okay, 15:45. You know, go back like a quick section.
revealed was even more surprising. The genetic difference between different oarfish samples was around 10%. For animals that were supposed to belong to the same species, that was a large gap. Regalecus glesni dominates
Wait,
temperate
so they're
waters around
just
the world.
10% similar or 10% different?
2021, a Regalecus russeli was caught off the western coast of Sri Lanka by a commercial tuna net. It was the first confirmed record of the species in the tropical Indian Ocean, a range nobody had documented before. Those old records of 17-meter oarfish, the ones that helped build the sea serpent legend and still sometimes appear in books and documentaries, are almost certainly not reliable. The longest specimens ever properly measured reach
1996.
around
Hey, the
8
year I was
meters.
born.
The larger numbers likely came from sailors estimating size at sea, photographs taken from angles that exaggerated length, and bodies stretched across decks in ways that distorted their proportions.
Yeah, I think also
On
like
one
back
night
then
dive
there's
at the
more
buoy,
like true,
researchers swapped their conventional
like
white
true
lights
way to
for
measure
ultraviolet
like
lamps.
things.
Under UV illumination,
It's
two
just all, like,
previously
just all, like,
unknown
approximation.
bioluminescent organs
It's
lit
not like
up on the orfish's
standardized,
head,
like
one on the forehead,
back then.
one under the chin.
I
Scientists think these
I
serve
think.
two purposes: pulling prey toward the mouth and making the animal visible to other oarfish in a world with no other light source. The mirror-like silver skin appears to do something related but different. In the mesopelagic zone, krill, one of the oarfish's main food sources, produce their own bioluminescent glow. The current hypothesis is that the oarfish's reflective body simply mirrors that ambient krill light, making the fish effectively invisible to both the prey it's approaching and the predators watching from below. It can't produce its own light, so it borrows the light around it. Which raises a different question. How do these animals find each other across hundreds of meters of featureless dark? When two oarfish converged on the same buoy simultaneously, arriving as if responding to the same signal,
Yeah,
the leading
wow, that's
explanation was pheromones.
definitely
Chemical
by
messages released into the
jackpot.
current, carried
Also
across
pheromone
enormous
mention.
distances, detectable only by other oarfish. Once they get close, a different system takes over. The oarfish goes completely still and spreads itself wide, maximizing the reflective surface of its silver body, becoming a mirror in the dark. The red dorsal crest and pelvic fins,
wait, it has
long
some-
dismissed as decorative, now look like
Wait, it has
signal
a side
instructions,
fin? Like,
communication tools for a world where sound and sight
okay,
are
so you can
almost useless.
T-pose.
Up to this point, every oarfish the divers had seen carried the same strange damage: sections of tail missing, scarred flanks, and blunt ends where the body seemed to simply stop. The obvious explanation was predation. Great white sharks had been seen around the buoys, so it was easy to imagine that something large had attacked them.
Yeah, it was as
But the
big as a
evidence for that
cruiser.
was
Is it a
weak.
heavy cruiser
For
or
an
light
animal
heavy?
this
Heavy?
big,
Is it
the
Japanese or
oarfish has
Russian?
very few confirmed predators, and no documented shark attack has ever been recorded, and the only verified case involved pilot whales. So the missing tails were probably not the result of an attack. The oarfish was
I
doing
think
it
it
to
probably
itself.
is.
This is called serial autotomy. A lizard can drop its tail to escape, but the oarfish does something different. It can shed parts of its own body behind the vent, roughly 2/3 down its length, and it can do this again and again. The purpose does not seem to be escape. It seems to be energy conservation. By reducing its body length, the oarfish lowers the
Wait,
cost
so
of
it
keeping
just-
itself alive, saving energy for the organs that
Wait,
matter
so
most.
how much of
It
his
may be
body
the
is
only
just
fish
dead
known
weight?
to repeatedly amputate parts of its own body for metabolic reasons. And this may not be new behavior. The only known oarfish fossil, about 2.2 million years old, shows the rear part of the body drawn inward in a way that looks consistent with the same process. But the fossil could not tell scientists what the oarfish was eating. Lipid analysis of the fin tissue did. The answer was krill, specifically bioluminescent krill from the mesopelagic zone. Their chemical signature appears in the oarfish's flesh,
like red
and the
with
red
tail
color of its
storing
fins
food.
and even its eggs comes from krill pigment. That also fits with how
right.
krill move. Every night they rise toward the surface to feed, then sink back into deeper water before dawn. Oarfish seem to follow that movement, drifting through krill aggregations with their mouths partly open. In those moments, they behave almost like filter feeders, taking in small prey and drifting organisms as they pass through the swarm. Parasites added another clue. Stranded oarfish contained nematodes linked to krill, and adult forms of the same parasite were later found in sperm whales. So the oarfish sits between krill and whales in the deep sea food chain,
I mean, it could be whale
a mesopelagic
predation
link between some of the
as well.
smallest and largest animals in the ocean. In January 2019, 2 living oarfish were caught in a commercial net off the coast of Okinawa. At just 40 meters depth, one was already dead. The other was alive, but had lost its tail during capture. Before they were lost completely, researchers performed artificial insemination. It was
What?
the first reliable record of oarfish reproduction ever documented. What that record revealed about the eggs themselves was almost as strange as everything else. Oarfish eggs are
somehow-
buoyant, bright red, roughly 6 millimeters across,
Wait, that's
released
like-
into the open ocean to
what?
drift in the plankton with no
that's
parental
like
care
what?
of any kind. The
Oh, there it
adult
is.
disappears back into the dark, and the eggs are left to the current. Around 400 of them were fertilized and placed in a tank. To put this
Damn,
in
that's
perspective,
tiny.
most open ocean fish eggs hatch within 1 to 3 days. The oarfish eggs took 18 days. After hatching, each larva immediately did something that made no sense. Adult oarfish
Yeah,
swim
legit, the
vertically,
title is
head
accurate.
up,
None
using
of this
their
is
dorsal fin.
normal.
The larvae spent more than half their time pointing downward and swam using their pectoral fins instead. They also carried a dramatically
Damn.
elongated dorsal fin filament, averaging nearly twice their own body
Wow.
length, whose function
Yeah,
nobody has
that-
been able to figure out.
that
And then,
fishing
despite
net
having
is-
fully functional mouths, none of the larvae ate anything.
Yeah, that's
rotifers,
that
brine
lore
shrimp,
right there.
fatty
You got
acid
that
enriched
lore, and
feed,
you're definitely gonna
nothing
buy like
worked.
what?
Across the whole
A
observation
lottery
period,
after
their
that.
mouths
That's like
opened only 6
once-
times. Within
once
4
in a
days of hatching,
lifetime
all of them
chance.
were dead. So what do oarfish larvae eat in the wild? We still do not know. Maybe something about the
Kinda
tank
like
conditions was
frogs.
wrong in a way scientists could not identify. Or maybe the larvae feed on something so specific to the open ocean that nothing offered in captivity came close. Either way, the question is still open, and it is not the only one. We do not know their spawning
salt,
season.
maybe?
We do not know their maximum lifespan. Their geographic range is still being redrawn. Their communication system is still partly theoretical. Even their self-amputation behavior is known from only a handful of observations and one 2.2 million year old fossil. And
Yeah,
this
just
is the larger
one
problem with the
fossil.
oarfish. Almost every oarfish that has entered the human record came to us by accident. Washed ashore, caught in a net, floating near the surface where it probably did not belong. we have almost never gone into its world and found it on our own terms. And if a fish this large, this recognizable, and this difficult to mistake can remain this unknown for so long, then the real
that's the
question is
ocean
not
for
only
you.
about the oarfish, it is about everything else down there that has never surfaced, never washed ashore, and never entered the light long enough for us to notice. The deep ocean is the largest habitat on Earth. It helps drive our climate, shapes our weather, and contains the largest migration on the planet. More biomass moving up and down every night than the entire Great Migration in Africa. And yet, we have explored less of it than the surface of the moon. Whatever is down there is not waiting for us to
I
find
think
it.
the moon.
It is simply continuing.
I
in
mean,
the
there's like
dark,
what
the way
less
it has
surface
for
on the moon
millions
than
of
like
years.
the entirety of Russia. Also, you know what? I think that's the video. Fucking ads. Hold on. Oh no, wrong one. But yeah, that's the video. So yeah, thank you so much for Mr. Science. Oh, wow, that was okay. I was just like sort of like not pre-watch. I just sort of had it open while I was drawing, so I'm not really like listening it. I'm mostly like listening it as like background noise. So I didn't really take in like all the info that was like presented. But now I did. It's like wow. Also, by the way, there shouldn't be ads here. I had ad block turned on because I'm using Opera. So yeah. And it's in Thai for some reason.
ไปเจ๋งสุดๆใน Ragnarok The New World การเปลี่ยนมาเล่นสายเอิร์ธไฟวิสาจบอกเลยว่าคุ้มยิ่งกว่าคุ้มเหมือนคุณถูกรางวัล
Oh wow, unskippable dicks. Woo. But yeah, so that's the video. Actually, not that I'm thinking about it. What if the oarfish larvae dorsal fin acts like yolk reserve that certain animals do too? Damn, that's a good theory, bro. Yeah, you should send them. You should send it to like whatever like marine research institute that you can think of, and probably just claim some probably like go claim like some cash while you're at it. This information is very valuable. Oh, felt good. But yeah, so actually I'm just gonna go like transform like back my my Brave into like mobile suit mode. Just give me a moment. Ooh. Actually, didn't even notice this part is a sticker. That's like how well placed this sticker is. Its sturgeons have yolk sac which they absorb before growing large, strong enough to attempt hunting for themselves. Damn. Alright. Actually, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, like this feet of the Brave, right? They can actually stand on its own, like surprisingly enough. Yeah, bamboo sharks got sacs too, which they feed on after hatching. Ah, right. Well, we got a genius in here. Man, sometimes I do wish maybe I should have pursued like marine biology, but before like choosing, you know, like after high school. Okay, just almost finished with that transformation. Yeah, this plastic on plastic rubbing is really just give me anxiety. That I'm gonna like break this thing. Also gonna have to like try like painting like some parts on this. And considering this thing is just like what? Every joint, like the main like joint on this thing is like all ball joint. Yeah, like I was saying, now I'm wondering if they verify that all fish actually dump pieces of themselves like rocket booster segment whenever their biology demands or fails. If they shrink themselves to if the same. If they do shrink even as they burn their resist, then larvae dorsal acting like a sort of sac might float. Huh. Good theory. Okay, transformation is done. Yeah, relatively all things considered quite stable, like it stands. But yeah, you know, I'm just gonna go like take a quick piss break, And then like we'll like continue, like we'll wait for the ad to be over, and then like we'll continue with our next video, our last video for the night. Oh. I'm all snuggled up now. Okay, ad just about to start, just in time. Grab a drink. And we'll move on to the last video of the day. So, yeah, just so good to be back with just like, able to just sit back and just watch, like, things together. Us, audience and viewers alike. Yeah. Okay, let's see who we're gonna rate later. I don't know why I do that was. Damn, so much. Alright, 20 more seconds. Yeah, remember the Uncle Joe? What's Sushi A say to Sushi B? What? What is Sushi S say to Sushi B? What? Ooh, 99 followers. Nice. What's up, B? Huh? I don't get it. What's up, B? Oh, I get it now. Took me a few seconds. I get it now. Wasabi, yes. Good one. Took me a second. Wow, I'm cooked today. My brain is cooked. Yeah, but I'm just jumping to bed after this, like immediately. But anyways, we are back. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with the react. So I'm just getting another drink. Right. Okay. Right. Hello there. I'm KirisakiJake. Tonight, we are watching the Shenyang J8 by Overlook Origins. Like, man, such a... You know, it's a good day when, you know, you have like still have new creators that still does like voiceovers, imperfect and everything. Yeah.
There are concerns about national security and a U.S. military flight crew that was forced to make an emergency landing during a surveillance flight along China's southern coast.
Ooh,
April
yikes.
1st, 2001. A U.S. Navy EP-3 surveillance aircraft is flying over the South China Sea in international airspace, 70 miles southeast of Hainan Island. Two Chinese fighter jets intercepted J-8 Finbacks from the People's Liberation Army Navy. One of the Chinese pilots, Lieutenant Commander Wang Wei, approaches the EP-3 three times.
Okay.
Very, very close. He's almost probably 20 feet from our wingtip.
Wow, that's quite
And
near,
on the third
right?
pass, he flies too close and gets pulled into one of the spy plane's propellers.
Oh,
The J-8 is
yikes.
sliced in half. Wang Wei ejects, but is never found. The damaged EP-3 makes an emergency landing on Chinese territory.
Yikes. Yeah, I think
Crew
that's
members
on
are
them.
detained
That's
for
on them
11
actually.
days,
Like,
triggering an international incident. This is the Shenyang
I mean,
J-8 Finback,
that's a dumb move,
China's
man.
attempt to build its first indigenous fighter jet. With over
Oh.
300 built, they served for decades, constantly upgraded to stay relevant against more modern fighters. The J-8's most famous moment came during that collision with the EP-3 in 2009.
Oh, that's how it's made its name.
Incident that
A
highlighted
collision.
both the aircraft's limitations and China's determination to defend its own airspace. This is the
clip
story
the prop
of the
something I
J-8,
got shredded.
China's first
Yeah.
homegrown jet fighter, and the
Stupid.
aircraft that never quite caught up. By the late 1950s, China's Air Force was flying Soviet-designed aircraft, MiG-15s, MiG-17s, and newer MiG-21s. Some
Oh
were
yeah, I was
imported
gonna say
directly from the Soviet
MiG-21s.
Union,
I
others
think
were
it's just
licensed
based
built
on the
in China,
MiG-21,
but they were
right?
all Soviet
I
designed.
just sort of like see like
Chinese
a
aircraft
like a
designers
hint
wanted
of
to
like
create something truly
MiG-21 on
indigenous.
the plane.
A fighter designed and built entirely in China. In the early 1960s, Western countries began developing strategic bombers and reconnaissance aircraft capable of flying at high altitudes and high speeds. The MiG-21 variants China was operating lacked the speed, altitude, range, and radar capability needed to intercept these new threats. China needed a high-performance interceptor.
But even to
In
this day, we
1964,
still a lot of
the
people
Sixth
like
Academy of the
buys
Ministry of National
Russian-made
Defense began
jets,
evaluating requirements for a
even
new
when
fighter.
they're like not
The
associated.
specifications
You
were
know,
demanding.
like literally
Maximum
have like
speed of Mach
no
2.2, service ceiling above
you know,
20,000 meters,
what is it
sea
like
level climb rate
like
of
no
200
like
meters per
proper
second, and a
diplomatic
combat radius of
relation with
750 to
Russia. They
1,000
still buy like
kilometers.
their jets.
The fighter needed
It's
to
actually kind of
intercept
based on the
American
Proto
aircraft like the
21, but
Convair
they split their
B-50
own
Hustler
with their
bomber
Konos.
and the Republic F-105 Thundersheaf. Two design institutes submitted proposals. The Chengdu Aircraft Design Institute proposed a single-engine, turbofan-powered fighter with a Canard Delta layout, the J9.
G.
The Shenyang Aircraft
Well, apparently
Design
they just
Institute proposed
wow.
something
So
simple.
basically, the J20
Twin-engine
just
turbojet
never
version of the
deviate from
J7,
like
which is
the
itself a Chinese copy
like what the
of
first
called it the
Chinese
J8.
fighter jet
The
design.
J8 Concept 1. It offered lower technical risk and could be developed faster using existing technology. The J9 program continued separately, but was eventually cancelled in 1980.
But they
Elements of the
didn't
design
throw away
later
their
evolved into the
their
Chengdu
homework.
J10
I can
deck
just sort of see the connection
People's
of like the
Liberation Army approved
J9 to the
J8's operational
J20.
requirements on May 17, 1965.
But I think it just sort of like
Wang
makes
Jiqian
sense. They just like
became
just
chief
work with
designer,
what they know
with Zhu Songfen
first.
as vice chief designer.
I was like, I mean, like, yeah, this, you know, you can just have like the jokes like, yeah, China, they only know how to copy, but I think just hear me out, right? This is what they call, like, you know, working with what you know best, right? And just work, like, you know, from there. Because
Su-15 with side-mounted air intakes,
okay, what was it?
a
I was just like
cone-shaped
hearing
nose,
that.
and low-mounted.
The Soviets plug the nozzle with another radial core and just plug the nozzle with a whole nose.
Evolved into the Chengdu J-10 decades later. The
Ah,
People's
the
Liberation
J-10.
Army approved the J-8's operational requirements on May 17, 1965. Huang Jiqian became chief designer, with Zhu Songfen as vice chief designer. The J-8's design was straightforward. Take the basic MiG-21/J-7 layout and scale it up to accommodate 2 engines instead of 1. The results look similar to Soviet experimental aircraft like the JE-152
I think it's
and the
YE-152, yeah.
Su-15, with side-mounted air intakes, a cone-shaped nose, and low-mounted delta wings. Design work was completed in September 1965.
Yeah, again, this is just like, you know,
Shenyang
at the
Aircraft
time, right?
Factory
You have
was
to understand
expected to
at
have
the
a prototype
time, the
flying by the
economy
end
and
of
everything. They just have to
1966.
work with what they know
Then the
best.
Chinese
And
cultural
again, it's just like
revolution
no
began.
harm in that,
The
right?
political
You,
turmoil
like, if you're gonna
devastated
go
the
like,
J-8
let's say
program.
too far off of like, you know, what
Huang
you know
Jiqian,
best,
the
any
chief
problem
designer,
after that
was
is
killed
just
in
gonna be like
air crash in
headache
May
after headache.
1965 and replaced by
I
Wang
think even the
Nangshu.
Americans, like, they
The
know,
Shenyang
like, they
Aircraft
know.
Factory's chief engineer also died, and his successor was dismissed in November 1966.
What?
And
Okay, what
replaced.
did I
The
miss?
political turmoil devastated the J-8 program. Huang Jiqian, the chief designer, was killed in an air crash in May 1965 and replaced by Wang Nangshu.
Wait,
The Shenyang
yeah,
Aircraft
in his
Factory's
own
chief
plane?
engineer also died, and
Okay.
his successor was dismissed in November 1966 during the Cultural Revolution's
Yikes.
early
Yeah,
purges.
plane is like as if it's like got
Development was
cursed.
transferred to a joint J-8 development command led by Wang.
I mean, I was just sort of like
Progress slowed
defending
to a
them,
halt.
but hearing like this series of them
The
is like,
construction of 2 prototypes was done
oh,
almost clandestinely
yeah,
to
about
avoid
that.
attention during the political chaos. The first prototype, designated 001
Your flagger was
Red,
always quite an
was built
interesting
from
Sukhoi.
August 1967 to June 1968. On December 19th, 1968, 001 Red was damaged during high-speed taxiing test. It wasn't until July 5th, 1969 that the J-8 made its first successful flight with
Again,
pilot
you know,
Jin
it's,
Juhan
you know,
at the
trying out
controls.
something new. There's gonna be problems.
Shortly
Right? There's
afterward,
gonna
the
be
program stalled
problems.
again when the flight test command and
Okay, as much as I like to
design
just
office
knock
were
on China,
disbanded
I'm just gonna have to
during the
give them
continued
like I have to
political
give them a
turmoil.
break here
The
and there.
J-8 program has started in 1964.
I have to give them some break here and there, right? And again,
and
they're
went into
trying,
service
alright?
for
They're
another 11
trying.
years. The J-8 finally
You
entered
gotta
service
know
on
what
March 2nd,
breaks
1980,
before.
and by that time,
Like, you gotta
it
know
was
what
already
breaks first
recognized
before
as
you know what
obsolete.
works.
The aircraft's basic configuration resembled an enlarged MiG-21 with 2 Ligiang WP.
Oh, that's like a MiG-21 after after a really nice meal.
In the J-7, but its avionics were outdated and it lacked an effective
After a
radar
big
system.
portion
The
of
initial
like
production
steak.
J-8, letter designated J-8A, was primarily a day fighter. Production numbers were extremely limited because the aircraft
Killed in an
simply
air crash,
wasn't
his
good enough
successor
for its
died in
intended
a
role.
random car crash.
Development of an
Accidents
improved
still
version of
happen, just
J-8-1
remember
began in
goes.
February 1978.
Sure.
The original J-8 had officially entered service. The J-8-1 replaced a radar rangefinder with the SR-4 radar and added the capability to fire the PL-4 air-to-air missile. The guns were upgraded from Type 30-1 30mm cannons to Type 23-3 23mm cannons based on the Soviet GSH-23.
Also, it's like a twin
The first
barrel
J-8
gun.
prototype was completed in May 1980 and destroyed on June 25th during its first engine run when a ruptured hydraulic line caused a fire in the engine bay,
Yikes.
and the entire hydraulic
They're
system
trying.
had
They're
to be rebuilt.
trying.
China realized
You
the
know.
J-8 design needed more than
You gotta learn from their
improvements.
mistakes.
In 1982, development began on a substantially redesigned version, the J-8-2. The J-8-2 moved the air intakes from the nose to the sides of the fuselage, allowing installation of proper nose-mounted radar. This fundamental redesign gave the aircraft a completely different appearance and significantly improved its combat capabilities. The first J-82 prototype flew on June 12, 1984, but even this improved version had limitations. Chinese avionics technology lagged far behind Western standards.
Yeah,
The
I think
radar
at the
was
time it's sort of like
domestic
the
but
whole
flawed, and the
political
weapon
like
systems were
turmoil
basic.
back then.
Then came an unexpected
Communism.
opportunity. In the early 1980s, US-China relations thawed. The United States recognized that a stronger China could serve as a counterbalance to the Soviet Union. American
Yeah,
companies were
about
permitted to sell
that,
weapons and
see where
technology to
that
China
led
with
us
State Department
to.
approval. Grumman Corporation was brought in to upgrade the J-82
Grumman?
F-16 avionics under a program called Peace Pearl. The plan was to fit Chinese J-82s with American radar, weapon systems, and navigation equipment, transforming them into genuinely
Yeah, its
modern
whole
fighters.
tank engine setup is
Two
body of
J-82
Soviet create
airframes
barrel
were
by
sent to the
interior and
United
entirely
States
different,
for
hence the
modification.
complications.
Grumman began installing Western avionics. An export version, designated F-82, was even displayed at the 1989 Paris Air Show, loaded with Chinese weapons to demonstrate what a fully upgraded version would look like.
Damn, I mean, not half bad
Then on
actually.
June 4th, 1989,
Ooh.
Chinese tanks rolled into Tiananmen Square. The brutal crackdown on
Yeah. Oh shit. Well.
from the United States and the
Woo.
European Union.
Oh
Arms
yeah.
and
That
Peace Pearl program
did not
was
happen.
officially canceled in May 1990.
Totally.
The two unfinished J-82 airframes in the
Yeah,
United
shot
States
themselves in the
were
foot
built
there.
China. And China
Or roll themselves in the foot.
The J-82
I should
would
say.
rely on domestic and Russian technology instead. Without American technology, China continued developing the J-82s using whatever it could obtain. Various upgraded versions emerged through the 1990s
Ooh man,
and
that
2000s.
was
The
unfortunate.
J-8D added in-flight refueling capability. A modified J-82
wow.
with a fixed refueling probe first flew on November 21st, 1990. The aircraft entered service in 1996 and made its public debut on October 1st.
Okay, so
1999
how
during a
long
flight
is it
path
in
Beijing,
development?
celebrating the 50th anniversary of the People's Republic.
Wait, how long is it in
The
development then?
refueling
Like
probe
from
was
like you
mounted
know
on the
its
starboard side of the cockpit,
conception
but
to
early
like
versions had a
flying
problem.
to like
The probe
full
created
production.
excessive noise at high speeds that disrupted the pilot. The design was later modified to reduce the noise. Other variants added improved radars, new weapon systems, and upgraded engines. China also partnered with Russia on the J-82M, which featured Russian Phasotron Zuk radar and avionics. The aircraft was marketed for export, but saw limited success. The final
Yeah, I
fighter
wanna know
variant,
why.
the J-8F, first flew in 2000. It featured a modern glass cockpit with a heads-up display, improved
I mean,
Type
not half bad.
1493
Not
radar,
half bad.
and compatibility with advanced Chinese
Yeah,
air-to-air
we got a
missiles,
heads-up
including
display.
the PL-12 active radar homing missile. Despite all these upgrades, the J-8 remained fundamentally limited by its basic 1960s airframe design.
Wait, okay, so wait, hold on. 30 years. 30 years to design. It's like 1960 and it's like full production in like 1990s. Damn, that's I mean, you know, A for effort, but yeah, that's yeah, I think at the time it's like what? Wait, so you were saying, right? By the time this from design to full production, this plane is in like, you know, like in its design phase to like enter like, you know, full production. I think if I'm not wrong, right? I think around that time there's the US already flying at like what, the F-117. I'm pretty sure it's already like they're already flying like the B-2 the B-2 bomber already. And then like what was the B-2 called again? It's an ongoing question. It's still perpetual development until J then came around. Wait, so like what? It's okay, I just need to remind myself at that time frame. Yeah, B2 Spirit. And then they already have like figured out like what? The YF-22 and 23 are in testing. And they're still stuck with this thing. Like damn. And also, like, how many iteration? Even like what? Not let's not even like say, you know, the US. What about like Russia? Like, what plane came out of Russia like between like 1960s to like, you know, the early like 90s to the 90s? Like, damn, bro. I was like, wow. I mean, the title said obsolete from the start. It's like, dude, this is. This is like what? Like, bro, just I don't know, like, bro just came out in the wrong timeline, like, more or less. Damn.
Maintenance intensive, and its performance couldn't match modern 4th generation fighters like the F-16 or F-A-18.
Yeah, F-16, F-18.
J-A2 series to early
Again,
1960s
I need to remind you.
of the
I think
American
the
Air Force
F-22 is
Fantasy. They
already
had already
about to
retired
like
Western Air Forces.
enter.
The
No, I
J-8
think
served
F-22
primarily
enter
because China
production
didn't
later,
have
but
better options in sufficient numbers. It filled
I think it's
gaps
like
in
what, the
China's air
F-22
defense
is
network,
already like
while
taking
more
flight.
indigenous
Damn.
designs like the J-10 and J-11
It's like
were
the
developed.
Soviet
But
Fox
the
kicking
J-8
off like
did have
fighter
one
aircraft
advantage.
race between
It was
Russia and
there,
US.
in service for
Yeah, like
patrol,
it turns out to be like
and
quite
in
mid
2001,
apparently,
that
the
put it
Fox
in
bat.
position for an incident that would
Sick
become
name
the
though, like the
aircraft's most
Fox
famous
bat.
moment. April 1st, 2001.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's
9
sort of like a
a.m. local time.
rule, like, you know, like
A
doesn't
US
matter like
Navy
how like
EP-3E
the fighter
signals
jets, you know,
intelligence
like
aircraft
perform. You
was
gotta give it
conducting
like
a
the
routine
most
reconnaissance
badass
mission
name
over
you
the
can
South
think
China
of.
Sea. The crew 24 is 5 hours into what would typically be a 10-hour mission. The EP-3 is flying at 22,500 feet, about 70 miles southeast of Hainan Island, in
This
international
is a
airspace.
kid outside force back there,
The
just
aircraft is
domestic
monitoring
concerns.
Chinese communications and radar emissions, the kind of intelligence gathering the U.S. routinely conducted near China. Two People's Liberation Army Navy J-82 interceptors are scrambled from Lingshui Air Base on Hainan Island. The fighters are piloted by Lieutenant Commander Wang Wei and his wingman, Zhao Zhu.
Oh man,
This
actually
wasn't
my
unusual.
stomach hurts.
Chinese fighter jets
Tummy
regularly
hurt.
intercepted American surveillance aircraft in the region. The U.S. flew about 200 reconnaissance missions per year near China, and J-8s frequently shadowed them. Wang Wei was known for aggressive intercepts. He had a reputation for flying close to American aircraft, sometimes dangerously close. The two J-8s appeared
yeah, I
about a
think that's
mile away
just-
from the EP-3.
Yeah, bro,
The
just think
American crew
he's in
initiated a
Jackass.
complete turnaround, preparing to head back to base. Standard procedure when intercepted. Wang Wei approached from the rear left and stopped about 10 feet away from the EP-3's wing. According to American crew members, he saluted them, then dropped back about 100 feet.
Oh, there's a salute.
Then he approached a second time, this time stopping just 5 feet away. He appeared to mouth off something to the American crew before falling back again. On his third approach, Wang Wei got too close. His J-8 was pulled into the slipstream of the much larger, slower EP-3 and struck one of the surveillance aircraft's propellers.
Yeah, bro, really think
The
he's in
collision was
Jackass.
catastrophic. The J-8 was sliced in half. Wang Wei was seen ejecting, but his parachute
Like,
apparently
bro,
opened
like
properly
again, just
or
think of like
opened too
what
late.
I don't know
And his body
what
was
is
never
it the
recovered.
plane is made of.
He
Like
was
a
33 years old.
propeller can slice the
Traveled from
plane in
destroyed
half.
J-8
At least
forward
according to
the
like the
EP-3.
testimony
The nose
here.
cone was completely severed. The left outer propeller was badly damaged. One engine failed, and the aircraft rolled inverted and dropped 14,000 feet, vibrating violently. Lieutenant Shane Osborne, the EP-3's pilot, wrestled with the controls. The aircraft
Yeah,
had
so it
lost
make
critical
Force
flight
Bat boosted
instruments.
most of its
No
abilities.
airspeed
Very freaking and make like the
indicator,
best
no
aircraft
altimeter.
in the history.
The
That
plane was
absolutely
coming
not
apart
the
and barely controllable.
F-22A or the budget
Osborne considered launching into
FA-22.
the ocean, but realized they might not survive. The alternative was landing at Lingshui Air Base on Hainan Island, Chinese territory, without permission. For the next 20 minutes, the EP-3 crew frantically tried to destroy classified material. They hadn't been properly trained for emergency destruction procedures. They stomped on laptops, poured hot coffee over hard drives, cooked documents with their hands. Osborne issued Mayday calls. No response from Chinese authorities. He issued more Mayday calls.
Okay, hold on. I need to piss. This is bad one. This is a bad one. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. You know what? Let's just finish this as soon as possible, and I'm just gonna end the stream because my tummy hurts right now.
At least 15 distress signals, selecting the emergency transponder code. Still no acknowledgement. With no other option, Osborne brought the crippled aircraft in for an unauthorized emergency landing at Langshui Air Base. The EP-3 touched down at 170 knots with no flaps, no trim, a damaged elevator, and weighing 108,000 pounds.
Damn, someone
Osborne
managed to
used full
stop
right
it.
aileron throughout the landing to compensate for the damaged left side. The aircraft landed
not
about
gonna
10 minutes
lie,
after
that's-
Wang Wei's wingman had already landed at the same base. Chinese military trucks and soldiers carrying AK-47s were waiting. The American
Oh, I
crew
don't think they are
was
using
detained.
AK-47, but they're not using
For 11
AKs
days,
right at
they
the
were
time.
held on
It's just like a
high
variant
alert
of the
and
AK.
regularly interrogated, though none revealed classified information. Chinese authorities stripped the EP-3 of its intelligence equipment and classified materials. Equipment the crew had failed to fully destroy during their emergency descent.
Ooh.
Diplomatic negotiations were tense.
Oh well, at least you know Wang Wei.
The United States refused.
He contributed
Flying
in
international
some
airspace.
ways.
But they also
I
needed
will
to secure
say.
the crew's release. U.S. Ambassador Joseph Proher, working with Secretary of State
Yeah,
Colin
Type
Powell,
56.
crafted
Yup,
what became
that.
known as the Letter of Two Sorries. The United States expressed regret and sorrow for the death of Wang Wei and for entering Chinese airspace without permission to make the emergency landing, but stopped short of an official apology or admission of fault for the collision. On April 11, 2001, the crew was
I mean, to be fair,
released
it is
to
kind of
Guam on a
at least
commercial
according, you know,
airline.
I think now it's just like a he
The
say she say
EP-3,
sort of like
however, remained
situation.
on Hainan. China refused to allow it to be flown off the island. Lockheed Martin technicians had to disassemble the aircraft, which was then flown back to the United States in two Antonov AN-124.
Wow, what? Ooh, that's yeah, that's like ooh, that's a bruised pride.
Flying missions until 2020.
Damn.
Osborne received the Distinguished Flying Cross for saving his crew and aircraft.
Wow.
In China, Wang Wei was posthumously honored as the guardian of territorial airspace and waters. And
But you know how the
declared a
Chinese know
revolutionary
about
martyr.
that.
His
To
widow
be fair, they
received
were
a
en
personal
route in
letter of
Taiwan.
condolences
Oh,
from President George
right.
W. Bush.
Yeah.
The
That's
Hainan
why.
Island incident became a major point of tension in U.S.-China relations and highlighted the risk of aerial intercepts in disputed areas. China continued upgrading the J-8 throughout the 2000s. The final combat variant, the J-8F, entered service in the mid-2000s with improved radar and compatibility with more advanced missiles. Some reconnaissance variants continued to be produced even after fighter production ended. But the J-8's days as a frontline fighter were numbered. China was producing more capable indigenous designs like the J-10 and J-11, and later the J-20 stealth fighter. These aircraft made the J-8
Oh, but that actually reminds me.
obsolete
I
in every meaningful way.
kinda. Again, not
The
gonna
last
lie,
combat variants
I'm
of
not
the
a
J-8
fan
were
of like the
scheduled for
J20 and like how
by
it
June
looks, but
2022.
damn, something I do
With
wish that I
specialized
bought the
reconnaissance
little
variants
scale
remaining in
model
limited
of the
service.
J20. It looks so
Over its
good.
production run from
Like
1979
really,
to the
like
2000s, approximately
really well
300
made. Like the
J-8s
scale
in
model. It's a
various
die
versions were
cast
built.
as well.
The aircraft
Even
served
have like
China's
all
Air
the
Force
flaps,
and
like the
aviation for over 40
you know, like the
years,
you can open
constantly
like the
upgraded.
little
However, never
what was
quite
it, the
good enough,
the
but
wheelbase
filled
for
a
the
gap
landing
until
gear.
better
I don't know
options
what's
became
I don't know
available.
what they call that.
The Shenyang J-8 Finback was China's first attempt at designing an indigenous fighter jet, with development beginning in 1964 with ambitious goals. The reality, however, fell short. The Cultural Revolution delayed development by years, and by the time the J-8 entered service, it was already obsolete. However, I wouldn't call it a failure. The J-8 succeeded at something more important than being a great fighter. It was China's first step toward building its own advanced military aircraft, and the experience gained designing, building, and upgrading
Yeah,
the
it's
J-8
like the knowledge
contributed to
is like,
later,
you know,
more successful programs. The
then you can't
J-8
deny
served
like the
for over
knowledge
40
they
years,
gain
not
from
because it was
this.
exceptional, but because it was there. China's homegrown fighter doing what it could do, while better designs were being developed. A bridge between copying Soviet aircraft and creating
J are still
truly
around
modern
for
indigenous
CAS because
fighters.
the sheer numbers, by the way, fighter bombers, rocketeers, and short
And if you look
interceptor
at the Chinese
budget
Air Force today,
before the superior J10s
it's not
climb.
exactly an obsolete force, is it? Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you, Overlook Origins. Thank you. Thank you for the video. Anyway, so that's our video, man. My tummy really hurts now, so I'm just gonna end it like abruptly. So yeah, just thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, let me just rate. What is it? This guy, who's this guy? His hope is still streaming. Yes, he's still streaming. Yeah, give it a warm welcome. Yeah, give it a warm welcome.